In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission, to bring freedom to everyone involved.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Doing a thing for the podcast.
Dude, just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends Podcast. It's Freedom Friends time.
Holy fuck.
What
Look
are
at
we
all
doing?
you mediocre bastards hanging out in here tonight.
Oh my God.
It has been a great weekend and a shitty day. But it's getting better because we have a special guest.
We do
We
have a
do.
special
I
guest.
appreciate you guys.
We have a
having me.
bonus Freedom Friend this
Yeah,
week.
and if you've listened to the podcast or watched it in the past, you've heard us talk about this guy. A huge impact in the veteran community all across the country. Mr. Mike Barker with Hero Sports. What's up, brother?
Hey man, appreciate you guys having me out, man. It's awesome. Love being here.
Well, thanks for coming, dude. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
How's everybody's weekend? Before we fucking start attacking this guy.
My weekend was fucking legit, and 3 of the 4 Freedom Friends got together over the weekend, had a great fucking time eating some killer food, and one of us decided that we weren't important enough to hang out. So
Oh, that wasn't very
phone
freedom of
didn't
you.
ring.
One of us fell asleep. One of us fell asleep. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Mikey,
Huh.
from Born to America, how free are you on Sunday?
That's nice. That's nice. That's a Letterkenny reference. I like that, man. I like that.
I feel like you were coming right in at Russia.
Yeah, right. I would call it Canada.
Yeah, so this weekend, one of the things we did is we got together at old John's house, and he was
And you have a great house, man. That's the first time I've been
Thank
over
you.
there. It's a
doing,
very cool little house.
doing some Traegerin.
Yeah. Busted out that smoker.
Yeah, that shit does work. I'm sorry, but that
You know, I'd like to be able to take credit for anything that we
yeah,
ate.
but
But all I did was fucking throw some seasoning on a meat, put it on the grill, and then play with my app on my phone. Like, I didn't have to fucking do anything.
Right.
It was so nice.
It was
Well,
fucking
there
legit.
was a couple girls involved, so
Yeah.
dude, helped.
Oh, y'all had some ladies? Had some ladies over there?
Well, you know, the actual ones that know how to cook.
Yeah. The ones that have voluntarily hung around, not the ones you pay for. Just like regular-
Damn it.
I was gonna say, I was like, there's not a single person at this fucking
We had a
table.
great time, and you missed it.
Damn it.
Yeah, you know what? We did have hookers there, Mikey. We had 3 of them just for you, and you didn't even fucking
We
show
had
up.
midgets. There were midget hookers,
I know.
and you fucked
You
it
know
up. It
how
was
hard
a
it-
present.
It was all midget hookers and blow.
know
Like,
how
just
hard
the
it
whole
is?
night.
You know what happened is they stayed in the cake the whole time, and I think they died in there. They were waiting for you to pop out.
Well.
Never happened. They might still be in there. Anybody know what happened in the midst?
Sorry, ladies. Sorry.
Now you know
Shit.
what's on the Traeger next week.
You smoked a cake? Don't ask.
That's
The
funny.
instructions said I could
That's
bake
funny.
with it.
I was out of town this weekend. You guys know. I went up to San what the hell is that place?
Angelo.
San Angelo. Yeah, San Angelo. Did some golf. Had a golf tournament up there with a couple of veteran organizations and whatnot. Had an amazing time. Shout out to the people up there at Cold Creek Ranch. You people are fucking amazing. Like some of the greatest Americans I've ever met in my life. And I'm happy to know you. So thank you for that. Had a great weekend. I won a fucking golf tournament. I fucking won a golf
That's
tournament.
because you golf all the time, right?
Where did they find all the other shitty golfers?
Dude, I don't know, but they found him, bro. Because
It turns out that Mikey was actually the only one in the golf tournament.
It was just a one-man show.
It was a mercy losing. Like
fucking craziness, man.
He's been shot. We got to let this fucker win.
We were all wounded, man. Every one of us were shitty at dodgeball that were there.
Anybody get hit by a golf ball?
Almost, yeah.
So you're the best golfer of the shittiest veterans.
Basically, yeah. I was the best of the shitty.
Best
That's what
of the
it was.
worst.
Yeah,
I think that's how it came down.
yeah.
What'd
No.
you get? Did you get a trophy?
Yeah, dude. They gave me. It was like a trophy they made out of a 155 shell. It was red.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real nice. All done up.
Thought it might have been like a window from a small bus, you know, that you
Just-
could like
just-
lick, you know?
The
Flavor.
snozberries taste like snozberries.
You hang it on your hat and just right next to it.
So
Oh, man.
I know John asked you, but did you attempt the marshmallow trick?
Oh, so I did.
Oh,
I
how'd that
tried. I
go?
tried to attempt the marshmallow trick where you buy a bag of marshmallows and
You're
then
gonna
drop
get the
them
large
out.
marshmallows.
Somebody caught me and they were like, "Hey, fucker, fucking quit it!" Nah, like as I was like on the first fucking hole, I got busted as fuck. I was like, "Oh, come on, man." Yeah, but I did attempt it. Yeah,
The effort was real.
it was there.
Effort was real.
It was there. So, Barker, why don't you tell us about Hero Sports? Somebody might not know about it.
Man.
I mean, you're all over the fucking world. I don't know how people don't know about
is
you.
Hero Sports?
Yeah, what is it?
So, you know, Hero Sports, it's a nonprofit organization for veterans and service members. You know, we do sports outdoors and recreation. So basically, we find ways to get veterans out of the house, keep them active, and we're kind of doing it around the country now. It started small here in San Antonio with just a baseball team that I started with like 10 guys, and it's just kind of grown organically. So it's
Didn't I just see a post from you, Kat? You had some dudes up in Canada too. So isn't that like officially international at this point?
Yeah. First international event this weekend. Justin Gagey, UFC fighter, big supporter of what we do, and he had 6 veterans come up to his fight, and just awesome. Knocked out Cowboy.
Yeah, he did.
First round.
Yeah, he
so.
did. Isn't that who you did not have? Didn't you didn't take him? I thought you took Cowboy in that fight.
No, man, no. Can't go against my guys, man. So,
No, he fucking killed him, man. It was
awesome.
Yeah,
him, Corey Anderson, and James Vick, all UFC fighters.
Yeah.
Donate their time when they're not training and fighting to come down and hunt with our guys, or play a celebrity softball game, or do whatever they can, and
That's awesome.
Corey was that dude that I met when I went to the fights with.
Yeah. Yep. So Corey, he fights November the 2nd, Madison Square Garden against Johnny Walker. So
cool
I
name.
fight against Johnny Walker all
Yeah.
the time.
I used to fight Jack
That son of a
Daniels,
bitch usually
Captain
wins.
Morgan. I used to fight a lot of guys.
John Jameson. A lot of John
fighting
Jameson fights.
private whiskey over here. I think,
Yeah,
is what
Soldier
I'm fighting.
Valley. It's their private stock.
Yeah.
So
I'm
apparently,
I'm
by the
owing
way,
like 1,000 with Jim Beam. at this point.
speaking of whiskeys, apparently these guys can't handle scotch.
No, I
No.
don't drink freaking ash.
We don't
Like,
pick up dirt and put it in our mouth.
Oh man, this is delicious. Man.
Not
This
drink
is,
and prefer are two different
It's
things.
delicious. It's like literally drinking somebody's ball sack.
Well,
I'm sorry, man.
you tell that to Ron Swanson. This is Lagavulin Scotch, my friend.
don't
All
know
right,
who
Ron
Ron
Swanson.
Swanson is.
Breakfast foods, freedom. All right, that's what it is. That's
So
what
I
it's
have
about.
to get a
It is.
conversation with a fake character about a
Here's-
bad scotch.
That's
Here's
right.
Here's some
I'll take that
15-year-old
conversation.
Glenn Dronick.
There you go.
Okay,
Cheers.
try some of that
Okay.
compared to
Yeah.
your fucking Petey, whatever the fuck.
That's right. Put your dick suckers around it.
It's different.
It's delicious, is what it is.
it's way different.
I'm sorry.
I know.
It's different. Why is that
It's
different?
like I like it.
I think it's because
I can't tell him I like it.
it's actually palatable.
It doesn't
This
taste
is
like
great.
crusty balls.
I don't know what y'all talking about. This
So,
is
Mike,
fucking
I have
phenomenal.
a question for you.
Let's do
So we know a common friend,
Yep.
Vince Vargas. He
Yes,
is
sir.
one of the owners of Warfighter Tobacco, and I know he's the one that kind of made the introduction to you. How does Vince tie into Hero Sports, and how did that all happen?
Yeah, so 3 years ago, we were doing an event in Houston, and he had reached out to me on social media and was just like, hey, I want to play baseball. I played college baseball before I joined the Army, and, I want to come out to an event, and I was like, well, our next game's in Houston. We're playing at a minor league stadium. Just come hang out, be a part of it. And, he came from El Paso and came to that event, and he was just like, man, I'm hooked. I'm in.
Yeah.
Whatever you want me to do, let me know, because I love this, and kind of shared the vision with him about doing more than just baseball. And he was like, dude, I'm in, so, now he's kind of the co-founder of Hero Sports, just helping grow it, organically, just however he can, sharing on social media, being at events. We're doing a banquet dinner in California in November that he's going to be the guest of honor for. So,
Nice.
Didn't he just do an event out there in California like a month ago or something?
oh man, he's doing stuff all the time, man.
Yeah, I saw he was doing something out
I
there.
try to outwork that dude. So,
Good luck. Jesus, man.
Yeah.
He's a busy
Hey.
son of a bitch.
yeah.
You need to leave him alone so we can get some work out of him.
Well,
You're gonna flip a coin for this
Quit
shit.
doing your good works, damn it.
Well, the best
2 out of 3. Paper,
Love
rock,
you,
scissors
Vince.
I mean, the
right
best
now.
part is we're both here, so I mean, we can double tap him when he comes
Exactly.
to town.
Yeah.
Right?
So, Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, that's right.
It's only gay if you make eye contact.
That's true. It's true.
It's only gay if you like it.
Do it on Thursdays.
Yeah.
As long as you don't push
As long
back.
as it's on Thursdays, it's fine.
As long as he doesn't push
This
back,
is
it's fine.
Or just cuddle afterwards.
Oh, cuddling's gay as fuck.
As long as you don't cuddle afterwards, you're fine.
It's like watching Twilight. What are you doing?
Yeah. His show's doing awesome. Mine's
Yeah.
mine's second season. I was supposed to go out to the season 2 premiere, but just too busy, man. I can't.
Well, at
couldn't
least
make
you
it.
got an invite. No, I think we've always had an open invite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just I went to the first first season. So I think I was only invited back because I went the first year. And, but
Oh, so they did the obligatory meal. Come back anytime. It'll be
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
You should come
yeah,
out.
yeah.
We'll see you guys next year?
Yeah.
Sure.
Totally.
yeah. So
So he seems like a really dude. I've only met him the once when he
Oh,
I just
for
happened
like
to be here
10
at the
minutes?
same
Yeah,
time
yeah.
when he was hanging out and stuff. He
Yeah.
seems like a really good cat, though.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
I met him on JT's birthday a few years ago in Bliss. I was getting ready to like deploy like 2 days later to Afghanistan on a contract, and they just happened to him and Matt and JT just happened to be hanging out at the bar. Matter of fact, they were doing their release party for Lead Slingers.
Yep.
And I met him then, and they directed me to the worst fucking titty bar on the planet, and some fat stripper ripped my jeans with her heel, and I have yet
He
to
still
give
has those
all-
jeans, by the way.
I did. I kept them,
Yeah.
and that's. I'm gonna macrame myself some jean shorts, get a little jorts out of those things or something. But I don't know,
So we're going back to that strip club, is what you meant to say.
dude. I'm gonna use it as a punchline someday. I'm gonna be like, no, dude, you gotta go to this one. This one's where it's at. This
Mikey's
one,
actually heavily invested in that strip club. He's part owner now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man.
Dude, I walked in and like the first red flag was the DJ that was just talking like this. Ladies and gentlemen, come to the stage. It's Lumpy. Like it was like fucking, what the fuck?
Lumpy, huh?
And I look on the stage and there's this fat chick slowly gyrating, just like lazily, just. I was like,
Welcome
what
Lumpy
the
to the
fuck?
stage.
I was like, holy shit!
So what I really want to know though is how Lumpy made her way over to you.
Somebody bought it for me. Somebody bought it for me.
That sounds like a friend.
Yeah.
Push.
You know, we've all been there where they're like,
Well, because it's what,
they're
$3?
like-
I had to throw down $3 to see a fat stripper come at you. Get over there.
So one of my buddies was like, "Go get him. That's the guy.
I'll slip you a $5
Yeah.
if you make it worth my while.
I'll pick up your diaper bill, sweetheart. Go blow on his dice."
Hole in my jeans later.
Dude, I remember I called my wife like that night, and I was like, this fucking place, and she was like, ew. I was like, yeah, I know, it's
Dude.
fucking bad.
Well,
It's
look,
not
man,
cool.
anytime anybody recommends the strip club called the Snail Trail, don't go. Like, it's just not a place you want to be hanging out.
That's a red flag.
I don't know, man. I've been to some fucking ones that they look like they were shitty, and I had like the greatest night of my life. You know what I mean? Like so it's any given Sunday, I guess, with titty bars. I don't know.
Yeah, I gave up on titty bars after the last one I went to because I walked in. My buddy's like, "No, we have to go. It's fucking great." Da, 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 da. So we go. We're sitting there, and like one dancer finishes, leaves, like walks off. The next dancer comes out and like grabs a pole and starts to turn, and she like slips, looks at her hand, walks to the back of the stage, grabs a towel, comes back and wipes down the pole. Wipes off her hands and then goes back and throws the towel down and continues the dance. And I was like, I'm out. Like, I don't.
See,
That'll
that's
do
the
it.
snail trail,
I
but
was like, I don't need to be around this anymore.
That'll do it.
that'll do it.
No.
I don't know. I almost got kicked out of the Ritz in Baltimore one time because I was making paper airplanes out of real crisp ones. And they were like sharp, and I like stuck it in a chick's butthole, like fucking across the room. And she was like, "You cut my asshole." And I was like, "Well, I'm not really sorry. It's kind of
It is
awesome."
like, actually, if you could sign this saying that I actually did that, that'd be fucking
Nobody's
great.
gonna believe me.
That might
As a
explain
matter
why
of
you won
fact,
your
I-
golf
I don't know
tournament,
if I
though.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just saying. 'Cause if you could
Hand-eye
put a- if you could-
coordination.
If you could put a small item in a hole that tight from that far away, you'd probably play golf.
Dude, yeah,
Tight,
see?
tight is a questionable statement.
Dude, if a dollar bill cut your asshole,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I mean, can you imagine, though? I felt bad later when I thought about it. I was like, I give a girl a paper cut on her anus. Like, that is fucked, man.
she's had worse.
Like, a paper cut hurts bad enough.
She's had worse.
She's probably, yeah.
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 I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah, I don't think this was the putting myself through college stripper. This was another
No,
kind
that
of
was
stripper.
Yeah, that was a different.
Career kind.
Yeah. This is I have a habit.
It keeps marks. It keeps me thin.
It was one of those kind of
If
strippers.
I do it underneath this roof, I don't go to jail. If I do it outside, everyone
Yeah.
calls a prostitute.
So when's the Hero Sports commemorative striptease? Like when is that
Man, you
strip
know,
off?
we're definitely gonna have to put that together.
We're gonna give him some more shots. It's gonna be tonight.
I think our title sponsor is gonna be Freedom Friends. You know,
Freedom,
so happy.
Freedom Friends presents the first annual Hero Sports strip off.
there you go, Stripathon.
Fucking A, dude.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
So speaking of hero sports events,
And there's the transition, folks.
I'm gonna go to past tense. We went to Stumpy's the other Friday.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, how'd that go? I didn't
threw
make
axes.
that one.
It was actually fun as shit.
Yeah, it was good. Got out a lot of pent up aggression.
Yeah, Jason and stuff over at Stumpy's, they're great dudes, but I wasn't
Yeah,
really
Jason's
that
good
in
dude.
it.
It started out like you'd throw a couple and they'd stick, and then all of a sudden I'm trying to throw the fucking axe through the back of the goddamn wall and letting that shit out, you know?
Letting all the hate out.
It was good anger management, you know. I mean,
For real, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, you stop caring if they stick pretty quick. You're just like, how loud can I make this?
Really good tacos.
yeah, you should have seen Dan Eric's little leg kick too, man.
No, I saw that.
Oh,
I saw you giving him shit about
It was
that.
so
yeah.
cute.
Like,
It was so cute.
Like he's throwing the axe and like kicking his leg back like a little ballerina, man. It was cute.
Well, he's adorable. That's what he does. So, he's adorable,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, but no, it was an awesome night, man. We, Warfighter was out there, Grunt Style was out there.
That's supposed to be a recurring event, right?
Yeah, it's gonna do.
Speaking of which,
yeah,
I got your dinner tonight.
Oh man, appreciate it. Man.
Speaking of Hero Sports
Speaking of
events,
Hero Sports
so
events,
let's go full circle here real quick. So I actually met Mikey at a Hero Sports event,
yeah,
and it was a veteran social, or what was it called? The veteran.
It was a rooftop
Yeah.
party deal that we had.
Yeah.
It was a rooftop
downtown.
party in downtown San Antonio.
Yep.
They had a DJ, free beer, food, they had raffles, everything. So Mikey just gave Mike Barker a Whataburger gift card for a free Whataburger, which Mikey won at the Hero Sports event on the
I won
rooftop.
52 of those.
There you go. Whataburger for a year, baby.
Yeah, I got Whataburger for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But
but
in-
that's only good for 52 days. So what
No,
about
no,
the-
dude. Like this thing, like,
Yeah.
well,
I don't think-
it's
no,
I think-
stop. Think through the joke.
well, like the thing is though, is like they're underestimating the fatness of America and in particularly
Yeah,
Texas.
like seriously,
You know what I mean?
you could have knocked that out in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, it would have
Yeah.
been like 3 days.
Yeah.
What are you guys wasting
Just rolling
time
in crew
for?
deep.
But it's good. They're good through like 2020,
forever.
man.
Yeah.
Like they're good for a while. So
I'm
Isn't
pretty
this
sure.
this Thursday is
Is it anything off
National
the menu? What is
Cheeseburger
it?
Day?
it's just a plain Whataburger.
I think so.
Yeah. Like
not
you
sure.
even got to pay for cheese if you want cheese on a motherfucker.
So that night, in true Freedom Friends fashion, Mikey and I decided that we were going to drink a lot of whiskey.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot.
I heard Paint the Town Red is what I heard.
Enough to kill regular people.
Yeah, and at some
But
point,
not Freedom Friends.
at some
Fun, I'll
point
drink with
throughout the night, and I'm very looking back now. I'm very glad that actually didn't happen, even though it would have been an amazing story. But we were actually going to go to a strip club that night, and Mikey was going to tip the girls with the Whataburger free gift cards.
You know what though?
That's right. That's
in
right.
San Antonio,
that might have
in
flied,
San
man.
Antonio,
And then
it
the
might have
conversation
flown.
it went downhill quick because like immediately what was your buddy that was with us?
Matt.
Matt. I think
raining
Matt was like, "Oh, we should go
cheeseburgers
to
on
this
the
one because it's
stage.
really nice." And then it went way downhill. It'd be like, "No, we have to go to this one on the south side because they'll appreciate this."
They're not getting a meal tonight. So
Dude, I can't.
bitch water. Well, she
baby, I
doesn't know
could
what
give you
she's got
$1. I
right
could give
there.
you dinner. Which one you looking for?
I've not been to any strip clubs in San Antonio.
Yeah, you're not missing much. Man.
yeah.
That's what I
We
hear,
got a fucking
man.
pasty rule here. and
Yeah,
shit.
there's
It's
like
not
pasty
worth it.
rolls that cover everything up. Like, come on
It's not
about
worth
that.
it, man.
Yeah.
You could also just go to Ingram Park Mall and more
However,
likely
I
see
will
just as
shout
many
out the
titties,
Yellow
like it's-
Rose in Austin, Texas. The Yellow Rose is a bad, bad motherfucker.
I like how he has like a roll
Our
of
producer
places all
apparently-
across the country.
Literally the fourth time the Yellow Rose has been brought
Yep.
up on this podcast.
Dude, give us free shit, Yellow Rose.
Mikey, why don't you reach out to him and see if we can do a live cast from the Yellow Rose?
Dude, you know what? The fucking GM's a Marine. I bet you he's
Oh,
fucking
done.
down.
That sounds like a real freedom friend, right? Dude, we were just talking about the first annual Hero Sports Stripathon.
I'm just
Dude.
saying, man. You know
Little collab coming up, man.
I'm just saying.
This is how business is conducted, ladies and gents.
how it works.
There's a pole dancing world championship.
Hey,
you can
they
spin that into a sport, right?
Sure.
Like we
Hey
can make
man, they
this
got
happen.
telethons. We'll have stripper-thons.
There you
Yeah.
go.
You know?
Shit, yeah. It's all for a good cause,
All
right?
for a good cause.
Yeah.
So,
House payments, baby formula, and hero sports.
There you go. Man.
in a hypothetical situation, if you're doing a strip-a-thon, does that mean the girl has to give a lap dance for 24 hours?
Ooh.
I just think there has to be lap dances continuously going.
I hope her
for
hobby is
24 hours.
CrossFit.
That's yeah. She might get tired.
Jesus.
I think they could tag out, right? But like one has to be continuously dancing
For
for
sure.
24 hours.
Yeah. 24
Or
hours.
is it like a skill test and we give people like scorecards and you could like
Or-
Oh, it's
Oh,
kind of like the
dude.
slam
You know what
dunk
I'm saying?
competition, you know? Like,
Yeah.
Here's what we do. We do the 24-hour gig, right? But the girls get to tag and trade out. And then Mike grabs a volunteer from Hero Sports through his networking. And I need one veteran for this weekend.
To
and we
sit
sit
here
that
for
dude down for 24 hours.
24
But we don't tell him what it is. We don't tell him beforehand.
I need somebody with stamina.
No, but we gotta tell him like, okay, look, you need to have like the Adidas like windbreaker pants.
The breakaways. Dude.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Just put it on and be like, if you remember 24-hour CQ duty,
Yeah.
I need you to give me a call.
There you go.
We need a guy to stand in.
That's like the dream duty.
Dude.
Yeah. Yeah, where was that when I was on active duty?
Speaking of which,
It was there. You just
yeah.
cost you a
let's
little
get
bit.
back
It
to
was
learning
all-
more about the
It was all the
Barker.
Let's get some,
blacklisted
let's get
places.
some
So let's do some
background on
simple
you,
questions
man.
here. Barker, branch of service.
Army, the only
Very
branch.
good, man.
Army, the only branch. The other ones are the support services.
You're
Right?
adorable.
It's
love
like
it.
it's just like,
Yeah.
it's like
Thanks
the
for
Army
cleaning
and
up
the
our
Kid
blood.
Brothers.
Yeah,
What'd you do in the
So
Army?
MOS.
I was a combat medic. It was
Oh,
Six-
little whiskey over
68
there.
whiskey when I got out, but 91
missed it by
Bravo when
one.
I joined. So
You missed it by one. A 69
Yes.
whiskey, I hear, is the best MOS in the Army.
really,
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know
he
what
still
that
owes
is.
him one. So
Well, it's 69 and whiskey.
Well,
So it's
gotta
got to
be
be
good.
good.
yeah,
We
it's gotta be
nobody knows
good.
what it is.
I don't know
Yeah.
what it is, but I didn't sign up for it.
There's one unicorn job out there.
Yeah.
It's kinda like
and the
being a
guy is
warrant
never
officer.
going to retire.
Nobody's
It's
there.
there. Nobody really knows.
Do I call you sir? Do I call you chief? Do I just and they're just like just pretend I don't exist. And you're like, all right, that's
Salute.
How long have you
Well,
been in?
Considering I haven't
48
seen you in
years.
10 months. So, yeah, you
Pretty
don't
easy.
exist.
I have a specialty. Okay, that's cool. Like
How long are you in for?
8 years. Did
8 years.
8 years in the Army. Got out in 2007 here at Brooke Army Medical Center. I had gone to physical therapy school, so I rehabbed guys from 2005 to 2013 at BAMC in the Center for the Intrepid.
Nice.
And that's kind of where I got into the give back of service and wounded vets and figuring it out for the long haul once they transitioned. You know, I had a lot of guys that I had rehabbed before coming back and saying, hey, man, I'm out here flapping in the wind. You know, there's nothing out here once I've transitioned. You know, can you start something? You know,
Sure.
and,
Right.
you know, my something was, how about baseball? I like baseball, you know, favorite sport growing up. And
because you look like a baseball player.
I can put it together, you know, and so we started to kind of do that, and then it turned into slow pitch softball and golf, and then hunting and fishing and flag football and events around the country, and
Now you're killing gators and shit.
UFC fighters and gator hunts this weekend. And,
Killing UFC fighters.
yeah, man.
I know, that's crazy.
Shit.
I actually have been
that
dumb enough.
escalated quickly.
I have been dumb enough to get in the cage with Justin Gagey and Corey Anderson, and I promise you, it does not feel good.
No, I can't imagine it would.
But the good news is it probably doesn't take long.
No, well, you know, at
It depends
first,
how much shit you talk before you get in the cage.
Yeah. So
You
I
go in humble, you can't get any more humbled. You know what I mean? Like they're not gonna make an example out of you. They're just gonna be like, all right, tap.
Well, it's kind of one of those things, man. Like, you know, they go as hard as you go, you know, and so
Yeah.
like you're trying to figure out like how hard you can go, but like not go, but then like you go a little too hard, and then you like get leg kicked, and you're like, okay, I went a little too hard. Like, let me back that up. Like,
It's like dog training.
Let me reset
man.
this shit a little bit.
yeah, but,
We're gonna find these limits.
Yeah, the funny part was Corey Anderson and I, Facebook friends. I put on social media just, who do you guys got, Mike Barker or Corey Anderson in a sparring match? And he took that fucking serious. He came in with like the headgear, said you better bring a mouthpiece, and like, yeah, dude, he fucking let
See,
me
that's
have
what
it.
happens, man. You run your mouthpiece
Hey,
online. You gotta show
motherfucker.
your mouthpiece in the
I knew
ring.
I was
Like,
gonna
it's-
lose.
Yeah.
Just trying to do some social
Yeah,
media.
man. I was trying to, you know, hype it up a little bit, but man, he was he let me have it pretty good, man. He pinned me up against the cage, grabbed my ankle, fell right on top of me, you know, rear naked choked me, and
Damn.
it was on. So
That's how it's done, man.
yeah,
That's how it's done.
that's why he gets paid.
That's
to
why.
fight.
That's
yeah.
why he
That's why
does
he.
that
That's why
professionally.
he's a
yeah.
UFC fighter.
Yeah,
And
yeah. There you
What
go.
are you smoking on there? What do you got?
Oh man, you know I got this 50 cal. What is this?
It's actually a 7.62 field.
7.62. There you
You got the
go.
Sumatra.
That's the
I thought I grabbed a 50
Yeah,
cal.
see, I'm learning.
Yeah.
I got a Sumatra too. I got,
Yeah.
you
Here
got
we
the
go.
same thing, man. Yeah,
It's good though.
I'm a fan of this one, man.
I
It's
think
one of
three
my
of us at the
favorites.
bar smoking the Sumatra.
Is that what you're
Yeah.
smoking too?
Yeah, I went with
Yeah.
the Sumatra. Man.
Nice.
I decided to go
I like
with
the Minutemen too, though. The Minutemen are good.
Yeah, that minute
Yeah.
gets the job done.
I'm telling you, man. In
Yeah.
and out, baby.
Yeah,
Like a stripper.
That's why you guys burned through them so damn quick.
Yeah, we are temporarily out of stock on that.
Yeah.
Man.
yeah.
Till next week.
That's because they're popular.
I mean,
Yeah.
They're
I'm just
popular.
saying.
Get your orders in there. ladies
then we
and gents.
got-
Shit.
It's about getting mine.
Warfightertobacco.com.
Mhm.
It's good for what ails you.
No.
Discount code Freedom Friends.
That's right.
Get you,
Yeah.
get you 12%.
Gets
you
12%
go.
off. Freedom Friends. That's
It
right.
does.
Oh.
So,
So I won a Hero Sports competition.
You did, absolutely.
Oh, geez.
Scored me a jersey and everything.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for
he's
the
got
show.
a
It's gonna be a
jersey.
custom jersey with my name on it. Now.
Yeah.
Speaking of jerseys,
Yeah.
I seen you had some really cool fucking jerseys coming out.
Yeah, man. We're not a shirt company or apparel business, but we do some pretty cool shirts. Like these.
What was the one I seen? It was 1776.
Yeah, the We the People one.
yeah,
it's
that
pretty
one
dope.
looks badass.
Yeah. So we do it just to raise money for the organization to be able to give back to other vets. So never really thought we would do apparel, but everybody always asks, like, hey man, you got a shirt or a hat or shorts or whatever, and so we kind of do it now, but that's not like really our focus, so to speak.
Did you have the one you have on? The one I have coming is the Flying Chancla one, right? And
Yeah,
then,
the San Antonio edition,
Flying
Chanclas.
Chanclas.
Yeah, so
And
we, did
then,
we did kind of a spin-off of that with the yellows and the blues and the pinks, and it says Hero Sports on it.
yeah. It's very old school San Antonio.
Is that a
Back-
San Antonio sports team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
Flying Chocolate.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
They changed the name of the
For one night, the San Antonio Missions.
The what?
The
the jalapeno.
minor league baseball team here became the Flying Chanclas.
Just for one night.
Yeah, it was like a-
Stick with
it's for every Thursday night during the season when they play a home game, they play as the Flying Chunkless.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's kind of a catered.
I want one of those hats, man.
San Antonio.
Yeah,
They have
the
fucking
hats are
cool
dope
ass
too,
hats,
yeah.
dude. It's like the fucking.
I think you have to go
chocolate
to
flying
the
through
game to
air.
get those though. But the
I don't know.
the Hero Sports jersey it's pretty good. It's also got like the old school Spurs colors on it, so it's
Yep.
being a San Antonio boy, it's kind of I like it because it's a bit of a throwback to the way our teams looked
Yeah.
before everything went black and silver around here. So
Yeah.
Sure.
No, we love
Sure.
it, man. It's it just raises money for us to do more cool stuff. So
so where can people find those jerseys if they wanted to get their hands on one?
yeah, so
or any of
it's-
your other merch.
yeah, so we do it through our social media on Facebook at Hero Sports, on our Instagram, so you can message us there and purchase it. We don't keep it in stock, so to speak. We just do buy-ins. So you purchase it, we order it, and it comes in like 2 to 4 weeks later.
So don't be a dick. If you go in there and get a
Graham.
jersey and he
Yeah.
tells you, "Hey, I got
Speaking
you.
of
Don't
Graham
worry about
stuff.
it." Just
Yeah.
like chill. It'll get here.
It
Like,
will.
It's going to a
Absolutely.
good cause. Your money's doing good things. You'll get your shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, I ordered my shirt 2 weeks ago.
You'll be like, "Yeah, well,
I wish I had $1 for every time I fielded one of those questions.
Right?
It almost makes it not worth it sometimes.
Yeah, well, we just did the Grunt Style shirt, right? The Red Friday shirt. And, it literally closed at the Grunt Style Social
Yeah.
that Friday.
that SGL was
know,
up.
Yeah, and then
the
that Monday.
GSL was up. Like
that-
for
That Monday, people were already asking, like,
Where is it?
Did it get shipped?
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
I don't know,
Where's
man.
my shirt?
dude.
no man. Like it's probably a 2-week production time to get all these orders done, and then we'll ship it all out.
I was
Like,
just like, I just promote it, man. I don't
Yeah.
I don't make it.
you guys did a good job promoting
Do
it.
you really
though.
think that I make the t-shirts? Bro, I don't know where your shirt is.
I think there's one other thing we need to mention. Somebody has a birthday
Not it.
or recently had a birthday,
Still not it. Oh,
like
Mikey.
yesterday. I
Nah, man. My birthday's coming up in a couple weeks. So,
think. Like
yeah, so we did a little Facebook fundraiser deal
Yeah.
for my birthday.
Yeah.
Trying to raise a little money to do stuff
I
for
saw it pop
vets,
up.
So.
I saw it
Nice.
pop up.
Yeah, so yeah, man, go donate some money, man, so we
Yeah.
can do some
Yeah.
cool shit.
Yeah.
I've seen those Facebook birthday things. I don't
Yeah.
know, forever now. And so my birthday was this past July, and so I did a Hero Sports thing for my birthday.
Yeah.
No.
And it's pretty cool.
I didn't because I didn't know you then.
No.
Well, that's why he got invited to the UFC fight.
I think. I think
My
I did.
birthday's come up in
I
November.
mean,
Right?
floor seats. I mean,
I think I did. I think
Yeah,
I did.
it was.
I did,
There's floor seats. I was like 6
I did
rows
Hero
back
Sports
from the
this
ring.
last year. The first year I did Separate Five Fun, and then I met Mike, and I think I did Hero Sports last year. Yeah, as well.
So I met Mike at work, and it was like the most casual thing that ever happened. He was down there meeting with somebody else, and they like sort of kind of introduced us because they were in the middle of a meeting. And then he came back for something else, and he was walking by, and Mike just goes, "Hey, what's up?" And I was like, "Hey, fucker." And just like I just kept walking, and then like Mike stopped by the office, and then it just kind of went from there. And it's like I don't even have like a this is how we met thing. It just
No,
started
man.
being like we're just around each other and started
You know what?
chatting. And
I was
Open
trying-
door policy.
I was trying to think about it the other day. I don't know how we met either.
I don't know.
Like
one of these events, probably.
We just fucking hang out all the time. We would always see each other, and
Yeah.
then eventually it was like, oh, what's up, dude?
just being in it for the same time at the same place.
I
kinda
think the
thing.
first time Mikey and I actually really like talked, he was like, "Hey man, I'm going to this golf tournament that you're having me out for." He's like, "But I need some cigarettes. Can you stop
Oh,
and give me
that's
some cigarettes?"
That's right.
I was like-
Mike picked me up, smokes.
So I'm driving out to the tournament. He's
That's
already
right.
there, and he's like, "Hey man, I need some cigarettes." And I was like, this motherfucker.
I bought him shots
Yeah,
when he
it's
got there,
fun.
you know,
So
like
I pull in, pick him up some cigarettes, and I get there to hand him off. He's like, "Oh man, that's badass, man. we can be friends."
yeah, yep.
That's
Thanks,
kind of what
buddy.
happened with us though. Like
Yeah.
we had like the work thing, and you'd come down to the socials. We'd say hi, like chat a little bit and whatever. And there was some media stuff that work was doing with Hero Sports and shit like that. And then that competition happened, and I won the competition that you put out on your social.
Yeah.
And then
What
so
competition was that?
that's where the one I won my jersey in.
Yeah.
What?
So how did you win the jersey?
But what did you have to do?
So
Was it one of
either
those-
Hero Sports put it out or you put it out yourself.
Oh,
No,
so
Mike
I
put it out.
technically won the fucking
Yeah.
thing.
So
this is what I want.
But because I'm on Facebook's watch list and I know that I'm going to go to jail if I put it
Fortune
on.
favors the bold.
Yeah, dude.
So,
Okay,
So,
no. Oh,
there was
so
a Hero Sports. Or
You're
you. I
welcome.
can't remember which
It was
one.
on my personal
it was on your
page.
personal.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
a picture put out that had gotten captured at the social down at work
Yep.
of you with this kind of looking up, and it said like, "Best meme of this photo gets a free Hero Sports T-shirt." And I saw it and I was like, "Oh, this
picture.
ought to be good." So I was kind of just like watching it and watching what people are doing. So
The
then,
picture was of Mike, and it looks like something was scaring him.
right, like he's looking over one shoulder, kind of off in the distance.
Yeah, show it at the camera.
And
There you go.
oh, we can probably pull the image and put it up on
Yeah.
camera. But
because I
he's looking
commented
up-
on it and I
so
was
then
like, I
he was
got
like,
one.
I got one, but I can't do
But
it.
I can't put it on because I'm on Facebook's
So
watch
then-
list for terrorism or some shit, dude.
So
Because I
then
get
the-
fucking put in
The
Facebook jail
Freedom
constantly.
Friends in our Facebook like group chat get the picture.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, we should all send this to Parker. And it was like, all right. So, like, I think instantaneous, like, everybody copied it and forwarded it to Parker. So I'm sure probably within, like, 30 seconds, it was just like, ding, 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 ding,
Yeah,
ding.
the best part is like I texted to Mike, and the immediate response from Mike was, "Ha ha! I fucking hate Mikey."
You know where it came from.
He knew exactly what
So I send it to Barker, and Barker goes like,
So for the listeners, we should describe. said
okay, so
picture.
it is the beautiful Mike Barker looking over his shoulder as though something has startled him, looking over, and in the distance, coming at him from off frame, is the biggest, blackest cock you could possibly imagine, just coming at his face, and he looks appropriately surprised. It's coming.
and kind of scared.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I send it in Facebook Messenger to Mike, and Mike goes like, "Posted or you're a pussy." And I was like, I just went, bet. You know, went on there and posted it.
Yeah.
And then I post it. I get an immediate message from Mike that says like, ha, Mikey was too much of a pussy to put it up there.
I'm telling you, dude.
And I was like,
I get another Facebook stand. It's like 60 days, man.
yeah. I was like, whatever. Well, my thing was knowing everybody that was posting on the thread and the fact that I never post anything on Facebook anyways. I was like, what are they gonna do? Ban me for 7 days?
Yeah.
I don't need anything on Facebook. So, but I also knew the thread it was going in. So there was no reporting. There was
Yeah.
nobody that complained. It was just, this person has liked your photo. This person has liked your photo. This person hearts your photo. This person,
You know, when you're doing a contest like that, and you know your audience,
yeah.
Yeah.
It was a safe. It was a safe
home
bet.
run.
How about
Fortune
when I
favors
turned
the bold,
Nate
man.
into Momo?
Oh, that was hilarious.
So, but I got me a Flying Chonkless jersey, and so
Yeah.
that's how Mike and I started talking on Facebook. And then he asked me which shirt do you want, and I was looking through the shirts, and I was gonna say like I'll just order one of the GSL ones, man, and it's cool. Like, don't worry about it, which is the one that Grunt Style's making for you guys.
Yep.
And then he sends me this sheet that's got all the jerseys on it, and he's like, or do you want a jersey? And like as soon as I saw the Flying Chocolate jersey, I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I wasn't gonna hit you for the jersey, but that's pretty damn good. I think I might need that one.
I mean, I had random people that I don't even know inboxing me this picture of large black penis and be like, I'm like, I don't even know these people. And they're like, hey man, this is hilarious. I'm like, yeah, it's me, fucker. Oh, okay, yeah.
you know it's a good picture when it goes viral before it even goes on social media.
And then Modi's like, hee, like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
I sent it to
man.
Modi like right away, and I was like, send this to Barker. And then I sent it to these guys.
You
I was
just have
like,
like
send this to
a
Barker.
CC all in your phone where it just text everybody in your contact list.
Yeah, so that was hilarious.
How many BBCs did you get in your inbox in that day?
There were some big black clocks everywhere, man. They were coming from all angles. That's why I was so scared, you know.
So, Jess, in comparison to your recent experience,
Not even close.
Really?
Yeah, not even close.
Good God.
Yeah, dude was yeah.
Wow.
Jesus.
Just swinging
Yeah.
a hammer.
He was he was like the nighttime Thor.
Good
it was
for him.
ridiculous.
Good for him.
Yeah,
Dude.
this shit was aggressive. Like,
This is the shit nightmares are made out of.
he might not have been allowed to wear pants for concealing a deadly weapon.
So it's not.
That shit was
So
ridiculous.
it's not that he lost his clothes; they probably tore.
Yeah, you can't get custom made for that kind of. He needs to call Be More Tactical to hold that damn
No
thing.
doubt,
Like,
man.
shit's
For
ridiculous.
real. Good God. If you don't know, Jez had a run-in with a large naked black guy jerking off on the stairs of his apartment.
Really?
A couple weeks ago.
Wow. I wonder
8
where that
a.m.
picture came from.
We talked about it on the podcast. And
It's a documentary
Yeah,
shot. That's
he,
what that was.
he cropped himself out of his own photo and put me in it. Appreciate it.
I had that same face.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw the picture, I was like, I know this pain.
I feel for you, bro.
I've been there. I feel like I can post this because I know.
Yeah.
I feel this.
This was a real life experience.
Dude. Hilarious, man.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
So what's everyone drinking tonight? We strayed a little bit from the drink of the week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now it's
This is Soldier Valley private stock.
Yes,
That's what I'm drinking.
So Soldier Valley is
Yeah, that's actually
I think
delicious.
they're out of just outside of Omaha,
Yep.
Nebraska. But they're some friends of ours who
La Vista.
have a really cool.
So it's
It's not just whiskey; they do rum and they do all kinds
I
of
like the
stuff.
Vodka.
bottle a lot, man. The
Yeah,
whole
and
canteen.
that World War II
Canteen.
era
Yeah.
canteen is a pretty
so
awesome.
the cool thing about these guys, so they're Soldier Valley is the name of this line that they do, but it's called Patriarch Distillery, and they do a bunch of other stuff also besides Soldier Valley. But Soldier Valley is kind of the primary thing that they
So
distill.
if I buy
there.
that, I'm supporting the patriarchy.
Yes.
Outstanding.
Well, I guess I'm buying stuff.
But really cool story.
looks like I
So
need to-
we were doing a cigar event in middle of nowhere, Nebraska, and Scott couldn't make it. I was out there flying solo, and one of the owners, like the head guy of Soldier Valley, was out there at the event because they were doing whiskey. We were doing cigars. There's that nice cigar lounge out there, Paul's Cigar
Match
Bar.
made in heaven.
And so we're sitting out there, and I have our unit crest tattooed on my forearm. And so we're sitting there bullshitting whatever, and I went to ask for something else. I put my hand out, and the guy saw my tattoo, and he's like, "Shut the fuck up." And I'm like, I didn't really say anything, but like, I don't know why you're saying this. He's like, dude, and he grabs my arm, and he's like looking at it. I'm like, if you want to see my tattoos, man, I would have taken my shirt off for you. And so
Even if you don't want to see my tattoos, I'll take my shirt off.
15 years before Scott and I were at Fort Campbell, he was stationed at the same unit we were in, and now he does whiskey and we do cigars, and
Yeah.
like we immediately became best friends, and now he smokes all our cigars and we drink all our whiskey.
Or your favorite dinosaurs.
Can't go wrong with that shit.
good.
Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
can't complain.
No, I don't think it's
good.
available in Texas yet. So when I go back to Nebraska next week,
Not
I
yet.
will be bringing some bottles back.
No, but speaking of veteran-owned liquors, I was at the local liquor store by my house the other day, LOL Liquors.
That's a real
It's
place?
a real fucking place.
That's
I
awesome.
walked in
Holy
and
shit.
I'm like, this place has got to be a joke. And I walked
Did you
in.
LOL?
I did a little bit, but their selection was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
They had American Bourbon. They had Lead Slingers. They had Don Eduardo Tequila, which is one of my favorites, and I can't really find it that often. They had a bunch of really good stuff.
Nice.
I asked him about Horse Soldier, and the guy's like, well, Monday today. He's like, my reps are coming in. He goes, come back in on Wednesday. I'll let you know if I can get it or not.
Fuck yeah.
I was like, oh, really?
Nice.
And that's
I told him, I was
horse.
like, I live around the corner. If you get this, I'll probably end up buying the whole case from you, like eventually.
Yeah.
It's not gonna not get sold.
Yeah, it
That's-
might be all at once.
And
yeah.
that is horse soldier.
Horse. Yeah.
HORSE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horse soldier.
Not horror
Yeah.
soldier.
Which
Not big black
that's a
penis horse.
totally
not,
different
not big
bourbon.
horse dick. No.
Yeah.
No.
It's really you guys
Operation
shouldn't-
Horse Rooster.
You guys shouldn't talk about 88 mics like that. It's really not.
Yeah. I am.
Not appropriate.
I'm drinking some Lagavulin 8-year.
Oh,
In a shout out to my favorite fictional character, Mr. Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec. Yeah.
Apparently, Juan Swanson actually doesn't have taste buds.
No,
It's a man's drink. I'm sorry you guys can't handle it.
no, it's not.
It's not at all because there's lots of alcohol left in it. That's because no one wants to drink it.
Yeah,
See,
I
senor.
just opened
you know,
the bottle.
we
man.
all tried it.
But that's why this one is almost empty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
look
yeah,
at all
yeah.
these empties.
All of us gave it a shot.
All those empties.
But when were those open?
I tried that shit an hour ago. I can
op-
still
I
taste
opened,
it.
I opened this an hour ago.
I
man.
took
Like,
Soldier's gone.
there's
the
one
James
drink
Bond's
out of it.
half
What was
gone.
what was the first thing I said after I took a sip of that?
Huh?
No, well, after that, I was like, how do I get the taste out of my mouth?
Yeah.
Whose dick do I have to suck to get this taste out of my mouth?
I volunteered for that too.
Mike, you'll provide whatever you need.
Whatever you need.
I'm not drinking it alone though. Producer Rob is taking this plunge with me.
Oh,
Yeah, but he has no taste either. So.
taking one for the team.
Dude, this is good shit, man.
I heard he likes penises, so.
So, Mikey, how do you get to the point? Was it an acquired taste? Did you have to
Yes.
learn
Yeah.
to like that?
I used to fucking hate Scotch, man.
So,
yeah.
You know, so if
What
I
he's not
feed
telling you is that
No,
one
no,
of his combat injuries is a complete loss of taste buds.
So I being a cigar brand owner, I wanted to like scotches.
because a lot of those worlds collide. Often.
They do,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I put in the effort, right? I went to a Sandals, right?
Went to a
I went to a
Sandals.
Sandals,
Chocolates.
but
It's chocolates in Texas.
That's a fucking solution, right there.
but all of the booze is free, right?
Yeah.
And they had all the scotches, and I tried all the scotches.
Yeah.
And there's only one that I really dig, and it's not really a scotch, but
Which one?
it's called John Bar.
John Barr.
Yeah, it's more bourbony
Yeah,
than
it's
scotchy.
like a blended.
Dude,
Yeah.
I was in
Mikey's
the cigar
never heard of
industry
it 'cause
for
it's good.
years, and I tried the first couple years I was in to like
But
really get behind the Scotch game,
I tried all of them.
and I couldn't do it. And you know what I found more and more and more the longer I was in the cigar industry is how many of us drink bourbon
Yeah.
versus
Yeah.
Scotch.
Yeah, I mean, this is about as PD as I'll go when it comes to Scotch, man. Like,
pretty
because
peaty.
they have shit out there.
Pretty goddamn beady.
There's shit out there that is fucking.
You
Oh,
know,
like Lafroy?
There's one cigar
Blech.
out there that
Lafroy,
yeah.
that's like licking
I think
old
the worst.
charcoal.
Yeah,
Like,
dude,
the
that
worst
shit's
cigar I've ever
fucking
smoked in my
bad,
life.
man. Like that shit's terrible. Fucking. There's one called Pete Monster.
Yeah.
That one will fucking like if you like PD Scotch, go for it, man. Do you? But that
Like
shit
John
ain't
was
for me.
saying, there's a cigar. It's a
It's a hammer and sickle, isn't it?
yeah, it's a hammer. I don't remember the name of the cigar, but it's a hammer and sickle, and it's smoked in a peat something, or it's made with some kind of
peat
peat.
or grown in peat or
And-
fucking. It's
Hammer and Sickle has one, and then Drew Estate has the
It's peaty.
the KFC.
That's
no,
not peat.
That's not peat, but it has
No.
that same smoke.
Yeah, that's
thing
totally
that
different
it's
than
about.
this hammer and sickle
But the
cigar.
hammer and sickle
Because this
one,
thing literally tasted like I licked the inside of an asshole.
it
It's
also
been rotting for
that hammer and
100
sickle one
years.
also smells
was
like
disgusting.
hot ass while it's
It's
burning.
about
Like if
what
you're
that
in the
Scotch
same
tastes
room
like.
with that cigar.
They have a ton of good cigars, but that peat cigar, that was the only one I had. Like,
I mean, I'm
two dregs.
volunteering as tribute if we need to do a taste test.
Try it.
My asshole versus your.
Oh, yeah. Well, like apparently I have no taste buds, so one of these guys are gonna have to do it.
No, you know, I want to watch you do this.
I
John's over
already
here
know which
compared
one
it
I'd
to-
go for.
John's compared it to 100-year-old asshole, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Rotting asshole.
I mean, he must have experience.
God bless you, bud. God
But
bless you.
like you said,
Wow.
Scotch is an acquired taste.
It is. It's very
Right?
hard.
Like
Yeah.
I could make somebody like eating shit over a period of time because it's acquired taste.
Well, I mean, cigars are an acquired taste.
You know what's funny is my wife, right? She can't stand bourbons. She can't drink beers. It's all the girly drinks, right? So the other day,
in peaty Scotch.
I ordered her a peaty scotch, and she fucking liked it, and
Yeah.
it blew my goddamn mind.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
It's some
Maybe
people. Some people
secretly
dig it, some people
Mikey
can't.
likes girly drinks, but drinks the peaty Scotch.
Mikey loves
to
girly
try to-
drinks. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hey man, if shit tastes good, good tastes
Right?
good, dude. Shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, don't shit on a good girly drink, man.
That's
Some of
right.
those shits
Yeah.
are fucking delicious.
Dude, and those things, those
And
are
they'll
the
take you
sleepers,
apart
man.
because
Yeah,
they're
they
all
will
liquor
fucking
and sugar.
Piece
Like-
by fucking
Yeah.
piece, dude. And not just for the
Destroy
night.
you.
In the morning, you're
Oh
gonna be
yeah,
fucked
For
up
like
too.
2 days
man.
afterwards, you're just like, I
The
hate
sugar
life.
hangovers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's fucking awful.
these are the same guys that talk shit about like they're like, I'll do fireball shots, shit like that. you
Yeah,
know?
I'm sorry, dude, but
Fucking.
there's no excuse for that.
Ugh.
We talked about Fireball the other day, like a couple
put that
months
shit
ago.
in the bag.
And all of a sudden, everybody was like, "Oh, we got more cinnamon whiskey," and I was like, "I don't
Yeah.
like."
No.
It's better than. It's not as bad as
but I
Fireball.
feel-
Anytime anybody describes anything as it's not as bad as this thing, what you're saying is it's still
horrible.
bad. It's just not as bad
palatable.
as that.
But I feel like everybody
Somewhat.
went through a cinnamon whiskey phase.
Nope,
Yeah.
didn't happen.
Dude,
No.
I was forced to it because I was bartending. I was like forced through it, like, and that's what people would buy you all the fucking
I was
time.
forced to it because I had friends that drank Fireball.
And even till
need
this
better
day,
friends.
people still buy me fucking shots of Fireball, and I'm like, God
but
damn it.
so Scott
All right.
and I adapted, improvised, overcame.
Yeah.
Well, we found Jack Daniel's Tennessee Fire,
Yeah,
which has a hint more whiskey than it does propylene glycol.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that wasn't bad for about a summer.
Yeah, we
It
did.
was about a solid
we
summer.
went hard.
We went fucking hard.
I've done that Jack Daniel's honey.
Jack Honey's not terrible.
That one wasn't bad.
little sweet,
Yeah.
little sweet. I like American Honey, the wild turkey version.
That one's not. That one's better.
That one's better. Yeah.
What's the Jim Beam Maple? That one's not.
No, is that not bad? I don't know. I have a fucking hate relationship with Beam, dude.
Well, let's
Beam's
just say
my-
I have
that's
a
my
bottle
mixing
of it at
bourbon.
home. I have a bottle of it at home that I've had for 4 years.
That's my mixing
So
bourbon.
it's not that good.
Yeah.
Because usually
do-
I'm like 4 days into a bottle and
Yeah.
it's gone already.
Like-
Beam became my mixing bourbon. So like if I like Beam and ginger, like Beam and sweet tea or whatever, because that's one of those bourbons that like if it's a hot day and you just want a cocktail and you don't necessarily like want that liquor hit, but you like want a cocktail, Beam pretty much disappears underneath like ginger ale. Or
You know what's
sweet tea or
replaced
whatever.
that for me is America.
Military special.
Like,
Oh, really?
America's replaced
My other
it
one is
as a mixing
Evan
bourbon,
Williams.
dude.
Oh, yeah,
Evan
it's
Williams
fucking
Black
great,
Label
dude.
is an outstanding mixing bourbon.
Yeah.
It's inexpensive. That's not doesn't have a ton
So-
of fire in it.
There's a big cheap one out back east that everybody had, the old KD.
Oh, cool.
The Kentucky,
No.
the Kentucky
Yeah,
gentleman.
the plastic handle.
Dude,
So-
like that
Shit
shit
was
though.
rowdy.
Like
Out of-
Diet Coke and that,
Out
not
of
terrible.
all the whiskey, scotches, and bourbons that you've drank, what would you pair with what you're smoking right now?
We pair best.
I'm
Out
not
of
gonna lie.
all the stuff that you drank, what would you, if you could
Out
pick
of all of
anything that you like, whiskey, scotch, or bourbon, what would you pair with the cigar you're smoking right now?
So with this cigar in particular, I would absolutely do a bourbon.
I would say
with
Jameson.
the Sumatra. But I was gonna say the one exception I would make with this Sumatra would be just like JMO with a splash of water in it.
I like.
I
I
think
would
with
say
this
like,
cigar would be
like JMO's
outstanding.
Cooper Crows.
Yeah.
That would be a good choice with this one. Maybe Blender's Dog.
I was hoping for that pecan thing that you had, man.
Dude, that shit was dangerous.
Angels
a buddy of
Envy
mine
with the
gave me a
cigar.
bottle.
I'll bet you
that-
that would be delicious.
I
with
bet that would
Sumatra.
pair great with that Sumatra.
the pecan. I don't
Yeah.
even know what it was.
What was it? Who
I
made
don't know.
that?
It was some fucking random bottle of pecan
I let
like
you smell
whiskey.
it.
Yeah.
You were on your no
It
drink.
was,
I
this is when
remember
you're
it.
on
It
your no
was
drinking
delicious.
shit. It was
Well,
like
it smelled
it was
delicious.
like drinking fucking pancake syrup,
Yeah.
dude. It was
I mean, like-
fucking
Oh no,
delicious.
you let me
No
try that.
aftertaste?
Yeah,
Yeah, that shit
Yeah.
was amazing.
yeah, it was fucking scary good, man.
Yeah, no aftertaste.
Was it homemade
nothing,
or was
man.
it like a production?
No, it's a production. I got the bottle at home. I'd have to look. It came in
Okay.
like a leather bag and shit. It's pretty nice.
Damn.
Yeah.
It was good.
I'm smoking the 762 Garrison, the Rosado, which is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
It has been lately. And I think if I had a bottle of Jameson 18, that would be perfect.
There you go.
That'd be, yeah.
Yeah.
This one though, if I could get, I don't know, Angel's Envy Rye.
Okay.
I'd probably do Angel's Envy Rye with this cigar.
Okay.
That one has it has enough of the like the earth tones and just still a little bit of fire and pepper in it and stuff on it to really balance
Sure.
out
Yeah.
the Sumatra really well and kind of open the cigar up a little bit.
Yeah.
But then I think the hit on the cigar and how smooth and stuff would like kill the afterburn on the rye. So you'd get that flavor chase going where like you kind of you always wanted to get the inhale and the drink to kind of continually build on each other. So
Yeah. What are you smoking over there,
So
John?
I'm smoking a 50 field Maduro. It's a
Yeah.
medium body Maduro.
I like the Maduro. Yeah.
But actually, now that I'm smoking this and I'm remembering the weekend, we got a bottle of that Treaty Oak whiskey, and that's from local.
yeah.
It's from Dripping Springs, Texas,
that stuff wasn't bad.
and it was pretty good.
Yeah.
And it comes in a really cool bottle.
But I smoked at Connecticut yesterday. I was barbecuing and chewing and everything all day long. I was like, I just need a light cigar and a whiskey, and it went well. But I think this Maduro would be great.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was a good bourbon. It was.
And
What's
nobody
your,
busted into
are
the
you a
White
beer or
Lightning.
liquor guy, Mark?
I'm a liquor guy,
The
man.
what?
I'm a whiskey kind of guy.
The what?
Nobody busted into the White Lightning.
Oh. I thought you were gonna say that.
Yeah, dude. As
No,
soon as
no,
I
no,
show
no,
up,
no.
you were too excited, man. I showed up. There's a group of people, and you were like, "There's moonshine." And I was like, "Nah, I'm
Yeah,
fucking
my kid's
out."
right there. And if you don't want that
Yeah.
one, there's German moonshine, tastes like grapes.
Yeah.
You need to cut it first.
Yeah.
Little
He's just trying to get
pineapple.
somebody
came out-
fucked up like polio.
He came out
Oh,
with
man,
that
that
German
would've
moonshine. I
done
was
it.
there 2 minutes. He was like, "Smells like grapes. Doesn't smoke. You want to try some?" And I was like, "No, man, I'm good." Like,
I got a
You want to try this roofie?
yeah,
I got a moonshine story for you guys. Every year in Western Maryland, they do this thing called the Bonanza Extravaganza. And it's basically a 3-day event where you go and you camp. You just set up a tent with you get a site, and you pay.
That's not how I camp.
You pay like $50. Well, not glamping, camping.
I've seen your camping. It's
You
parked
pay
out
$50
back.
to
My
go
tent's
sleep in a
right there.
tent for 3 days?
Well, here's the thing, all right? It's like they give you a cup, and it's all you can drink beer.
Ooh.
It's fucking gambling. It's like out in the middle of this fucking field. It's just a shit show. They raffle off like everything from like a truck all the way down to like bottles of liquor, guns, fucking all sorts of shit. It's fucking great.
Sounds like a great time.
it's a fucking good time, man. So
This sounds like a road trip.
dude, right? It's fucking awesome.
What's this
So
called?
the Bonanza Extravaganza.
When does this happen?
Sometime in the like late summer, usually.
So we have a year to prepare.
Yeah.
That sounds like a
you
Freedom
know what?
Friends road
I was
trip.
going to
to
say,
me.
I think we need to
Can
do
you-
a
can you,
destination
Yeah.
episode.
Can one of the
I'm thinking-
producers Google that
How many,
and see when that
how many
thing
does
goes?
the trailer sleep?
7.
Which one?
Oh, the one you parked out back.
The big one?
The tent.
Oh, the
tent.
tent?
His tent.
Scott's tent.
Scott's tent. How many? He says it sleeps 7.
Yeah, Scott's tent sleeps 7.
So
Air conditioned.
I'm out there a few years ago, and this guy who was in the campsite next to us named Barry, who looks like he grew up panhandling gold, like bib overalls, no shirt, missing teeth, scraggly old beard, just fucking fucked up
So
beyond
West
belief.
Virginia.
Looks like he's from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, but he looks West
close
Virginia,
enough.
right?
Total sense.
And so he's like, "Hey guys, I got some moonshine." He's like, "I got all kinds." And we're like, "All right, man." So me and my buddy Travis, we're like, "Yeah, let's check it out, dude. Fuck it." So we're over there sitting.
Okay, right there. Anytime a story turns into me and my buddy Travis, anytime you throw that name out, shit's about to go bad.
Dude.
Travis is like one step below Kyle.
Travis
Dude.
says bad things are going to happen, but your drywall might survive.
Dude, Travis is he's a Marine as well, and so we're both active duty at this time. So we're like, all right, statute of limitations. I'm retired. Go fuck yourself before I tell the rest of the story.
Duty 214.
I'm sitting in this tent. I'm watching Barry do every fucking drug that you can think of. He's got a needle in one arm. He snorts a fucking handful of blow. He's like eating fucking mushrooms, like all while I'm sitting here sipping moonshine, watching him. And me and Travis are like, holy fuck,
Like,
dude.
bro, this moonshine's something else.
So we're sitting there and he's like, yeah, man, this is apple pie. And we're like, oh, it's good. And we're like, oh, he's like, this is peach. We're like, cool. This is, fucking something else. I was like, all right. He's like, this is magic apple pie. I'm like, cool. He's like, just hang on to that, man. And he has like a quart jar of this magic apple pie. And me and Travis were like, fuck it. So we start downing this shit. Next thing you know, we've downed this whole fucking quart of magic apple pie. And I start feeling fucking weird. And I'm
Dude
like,
turns around, he's like, oh, fuck.
but I'm looking
There were some
around.
4 roofies in there.
And I'm seeing like fucking like tracers and shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, how you feeling after that magic apple pie? And I'm like, what the fuck, man? He goes, it's all the mushrooms. And I was like, what? And he goes, magic apple pie, man. It was mushroom moonshine. And I was like, fuck you. As soon as he says it, dude, me and Travis look at each other. We're like, fuck our lives, dude. We are like, oh fuck. Start sweating, and I'm like, I'm shrooming out of my fucking mind. Fuck, what do we do? And he's like, let's just go outside. I'm like, great idea. So we walk outside. We're in a fucking dark field with like trees and shit. And we're like, oh my fucking God. We grabbed 2 lawn chairs and just pull them into this little clearing and sat there for like 6 fucking hours, just like looking at leaves. I was like, I'm fucked, man. This is not cool. This is not cool. I got fucking slipped mushrooms via moonshine by a fucking hillbilly. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, dude.
Dude, the last time I, honest to God, like sat down and drank moonshine, I was given like a mason jar full of apple pie moonshine.
Yeah.
And it was fucking delicious, but it was like the whole mason jar. And it was in a cigar shop. We had closed the cigar shop. So I was sitting in the back, and there was 3 of us. And I'd literally just been handed this mason jar. And I'm just sitting there, like cigar in one hand, mason jar in the other. Just sipping like straight out of the fucking mason jar. Like 4.5 hours later, the mason jar is fucking empty. And I'm sitting there telling the dude sitting across from me he's going to be my campaign manager because I'm running for fucking president. And like, I've got the solutions for this, that, and the other. I came down, I was like, fuck, I can't drink moonshine anymore, man. Like, that shit got me so fucked up. I was willing to go into
too have a
politics.
moonshine story.
This did we? we didn't tell this.
I don't know.
I don't remember a moonshine story
John
from
and I
you.
went on a platoon reunion to West Virginia.
Oh, this was the other one.
There was a lot of moonshine, and I got drunk 3 times in one day.
Yes.
But I was opening a mason jar of moonshine, right? So I'm opening said jar, right? And I open it, and it cuts my finger. Right? You see this little scar right there? That was like to the bone. So the next day, I wrap it up. It's bleeding like a son of a bitch. I'm drunk, big time
I
drunk.
think we should go into a little bit more detail about
right, go
this
ahead.
story.
Go ahead.
So,
Is this anything like the scale of what happened in Colorado?
no,
Because you guys told that story.
Colorado didn't have shit on this.
no.
Oh shit!
That's the prizes.
Oh, fucking A.
7 trucks, 7 Harley motorcycles, $100K grand prize.
And it's in May 8th and 9th.
May 8th and
Yeah,
9th
where's
next
this at?
year. It's in Hagerstown, Maryland. The
that's
Bonanza
a long way.
Extravaganza.
But,
Don't worry, producers. I'll do it. It's fine.
So I got a calendar in my office. We need to write this on my calendar. Anyway, so
May
so
8th and
All drink over there. He's in heaven back there, man. He's like, I'm not working anymore.
so funny.
Rob's checked out. Rob's like, fuck this. I'm drinking scotch.
That shit's gross. That's why you can't look it up. He's like, this is so bad I can't even type.
He's like, I would chime in, but I can't feel my throat.
But no, so the platoon reunion we had.
Why out of all the fucking places on the
So
planet
we
did you
went
choose West
the
Virginia?
whole
That's
goal
by
of it.
God. That's God's country, boy.
So we were gonna go whitewater rafting.
Sunshine on my goddamn shoulders,
So-
John Denver.
A little backstory about our platoon. We pretty much since we got out, we've been doing reunions.
It's awesome.
Sometimes it's 4 dudes. Sometimes it's fucking 25 guys.
Yeah.
But about every year, every other year, we try to plan something on top of just the random everybody getting together and doing stuff. And so this was one of the first really big ones that we did. We planned a bunch of other smaller ones. We got like 10, 15 guys. We did one of the guys got married in Vegas. That was the kickoff.
That was
a kickoff,
yeah,
really.
about 5 years after we got out.
I linked up with a couple dudes beforehand. A couple other guys linked up with a couple other guys, like here and there. And then we kind of all got together. And for Ackerman's wedding in Vegas, we were like, fuck it, let's do it big. Let's invite the whole platoon. We had like 15 out of 30 guys, which, I mean, that's pretty good odds.
Shit, yeah.
So fast forward a couple years, well, probably 6-7 years after that.
Yeah.
We did the West Virginia thing. And so what the whole premise behind that is we were, the Upper Gauley River is a class 5 rapids.
Yeah.
And so we were going to do whitewater rafting on these class 5 rapids, like the whole adrenaline, let's be veterans and whatever.
Whitewater's awesome.
What really happened is one of the guys showed up with 16 jars of West Virginia moonshine.
All
No,
different
that-
flavors.
As you do.
And
yeah.
and we just so happened. So Scott and I actually linked up in D.C. 2 days before the reunion, quote unquote, started. Right. Because I was coming from Europe and Scott was driving from
Oh,
Nebraska.
you were still in Belgium at this
Yep,
time?
I was in Belgium at the time. So we linked up in D.C., did the whole tourist thing, went to all the monuments, and I mean, it was really fun. And it was nice because Scott and I haven't seen each other for almost 10 years prior to that. I would say that
No,
was
it
wrong.
was, we had a couple reunions before
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that was like the first time that we actually got to like sober
Hang out. Yeah.
hang out. So we get to this giant building that we rented,
Yeah, we rented a big cabin.
was
It
a
was
big
our
cabin.
first night.
and only about 8 of us were there with 16 jars of moonshine, and we drank 9 jars of moonshine that first day. Right now, out of those 8
I
people,
literally got
out of those
drunk
8
3
people,
times in
3 of
one
them
day.
are super crazy lightweights that didn't like or drink the moonshine.
Right.
So 5 of us drank 9 jars of moonshine. And it was a shit show. It was awesome. It was so much fun. But I don't know if you've ever gotten drunk all day long on moonshine. Not
Yeah.
one jar, multiple jars. It's a fucking whole different world.
Yeah.
I had a fraternity brother of mine that decided that
If
every
there's shrooms in it, it's a fucking definitely a different world. Holy
But then
fuck.
when I opened this one, right, it you can see the scar there, right?
Yeah.
Like it cut me down to the bone.
But we're all hammered.
And it's
so
like my pinky finger, so I like really don't give a fuck, and I'm drunk.
I don't really need it.
we were
I
all
really don't
so
give a fuck.
drunk.
So
Like combat life-saving abilities were like full effect. Tourniquet at the neck. Okay, everybody calm down.
Yeah. So I wrap it up, and we get drunk the rest of the night. And the next morning, we're all supposed to go whitewater rafting. So we wake up semi-early. It was pretty early.
It was like 6,
And we were
still
fucked
shit-faced.
up.
I got videos of one of the dudes. So they loaded up. Let me fast forward a little bit. They loaded us all on a bus to take us to the river. And we're in the back of the bus, and this dude, one of our guys, Eaton, is literally hanging his head out the back window of the bus, puking. And the bus driver is like, "You need to get inside the bus." And we're like, all of us are like, "He's throwing up," and she's like, "Stay out there."
So the next morning, I go to unwrap my finger, and it just starts gushing because it's like to the bone, right? Just fucking squirting blood. Like, oh fuck. So I don't go. I miss the whitewater rafting, and I go to the urgent care, and I'm getting stitched up, and
Still drunk.
the
Probably.
guy's like, yeah, I was probably fucked up. The guy's like, hey, do you feel that? I'm like, no. I'm like, I don't feel anything. I could probably do it myself. He's like, here, you want to? So I stitched my own fucking finger up.
Did you get a discount? Like, I would have been like,
Scotch
you don't need
shit.
to charge me
Oh,
anymore.
man. Throw a little gunpowder in it. You're good to go.
I've had some good times in West Virginia, though, man. Like, one of our companies was out there when I was on I&I duty, when I was running the reserve battalion, and one of the companies was in Charleston.
Yeah.
And so I'd have to go out there for like work sometimes, and I would just stay downtown Charleston. And my favorite wings on the planet are at this place called Pies and Pints there.
So
Fucking amazing wings.
Charleston is awesome, and the Horn of West Virginia is great. That essentially just calls itself like the
The
lost piece of
whore in West
Virginia.
Virginia is great.
The whores?
Yeah, well, that too.
No. That's
yeah,
not true.
You were
I got
wrong,
that
sir.
story,
Yeah.
too.
Do they have strip clubs in West Virginia?
Dude.
Really?
But you don't want to go.
So,
Because
There's
every
doubles
strip
as
club
a
is run by,
livestock barn.
it's all run by one family.
And a family reunion.
yeah.
Everybody dancing is the other one's cousin.
God,
Mikey, is that why you like West Virginia
Dude,
so much?
now I got to tell you the fucking cheese fry story, man. I got to tell it.
Hold
Like,
on.
I can't
So, I know Barker hasn't actually listened to the show, regardless of what the fuck he wants to say. I know
Oh,
he
we
absolutely
need to
hasn't
know
listened to the
shit there
podcast.
was from Mike.
So that's what I'm saying is, so we have a tradition on the show where every week somebody tells a no shit there I was story from the time in service. Now these aren't war stories. That's not
Yeah.
what we're talking about. We're talking about that kind of shit that only happens when you're in the military, like Mikey breaking up a one of his officers that was or one of his soldiers that was pimping out a hooker that they had living in the barracks.
Yeah.
And shit like that.
Marines,
The
man.
kind of shit that only happens in the service.
Did we,
So since you're the
As
guest,
a medic, you surely have a good one.
yeah. So as the guest, the so no shit of the week, I think should absolutely
I like that.
Go
yeah.
to Barker.
I like that.
So I have
So-
a pretty good one. I had just PCS'd from Fort Carson to San Antonio. And this is when I first started treating wounded service members. And, wanted to have a group of guys that I was, currently patients of mine. And this is totally against everything that I should do as a therapist. I took a
Were
group
you a
of,
physical or mental therapist?
physical, but
I mean, HIPAA kind of goes across all of it.
yeah, no, but I worked in physical therapy, but
or was this more of a Sean Connery definition of therapist?
well,
The rapist for 200.
so some of these guys were like, hey man, we're stuck at the barracks, we're doing therapy every day, we're not from here, obviously these guys flew in from theater, and I was like, all right man, well let's go out of town so I don't get in trouble.
Right.
So I took a group of guys up to Fredericksburg, and we're at this freaking like hole in the wall country bar, no shit, there's 5 of us and a whole bunch of local Fredericksburg, Texas people, right? And White Claw, huh?
Start pushing.
That's 10 push-ups.
10 push-ups. You said you listened to the show. You mentioned that name on the show. It's 10 push-ups.
Now that's kind of a bait
Start
and switch
pushing.
right
But
there.
that's
He
all
said
right.
he listened to the show.
Yeah, I
He
did.
would have heard the rule.
Let him
Yeah.
finish the story first.
So we're at this bar, and one of the veterans starts dancing with this girl, right? And takes her out on the dance floor. Is pretty much having sex with her while they have their clothes on at this hole in the wall bar. And her old boyfriend happened to be there, and didn't take it very kind to him dry humping her on the dance floor. And then he breaks out a chair, sits her down in it, and is basically giving her a lap dance right there on the
That's
floor.
nice of him.
Yeah.
And
Courtesy.
That's what's known as equal opportunity.
yeah, so then no shit, there we were. Had about 30 dudes in the bar fighting 4 guys on crutches, canes, and myself. And one of the dudes is swinging his crutch and cracks the dude in the face, and one dude with a cane. I mean, it is literally like bar. I mean, basically, it
It's
was
30 dudes, but it's also 4 fucking, like, you know, soldiers and Marines or whatever
Yeah.
with fucking weapons.
for sure.
They're all just like, fuck it, I'm already
I
broken.
mean-
Bring it on, fucker.
Literally, like
What are you gonna do to
pull
me?
cues and pool
I
balls
can't even
being
feel half
tossed.
my body.
I mean, it was amazing. Totally against everything I should have been doing.
How'd you guys fare?
We did well. I mean, the DJ booth got trampled over.
So here's the more important question. As a
I mean, it was like
therapist.
Roadhouse, basically.
What was their
Nice.
mental state after the fight?
Oh man, we had a fucking ball, dude. Everybody was like, "This was the most badass shit ever." Like, when are we going out again? I mean, like literally, it became like.
So
the
if
running
anybody
joke.
in the mental health care facilities are listening to the show,
sure.
Bar fights
Apparently-
do wonders.
go get your guys in a bar fight.
Fucking A, man.
Yeah. So if you really want to know what your patient can do, take them to a bar and get into a bar fight, and they can exceed all your expectations.
So on Monday when he's sandbagging, you're like, fuck you, bitch. I know you can do that.
I saw you suplex that fucker in the
Yeah,
bar.
exactly.
You broke your crutch and walked out of there. I know that.
Yeah. So yeah, that was probably 6 months into my first job at BAMC.
My first job.
Yeah. But
Might have been my last.
Wait, but what bar was this? If it was here,
Man, it was in Fredericksburg, Texas. I mean, like literally.
I think do they when you walk into the bar, is it kind of a horseshoe bar and they do karaoke on the left and there's pool tables and darts on the right?
there you
I
go.
know what bar you're talking about.
that might be the one. Yeah, I mean the cops got called and everything, and we just kind of explained who we were and what we were doing, and these guys got offended that one of the local girls was
Dude.
being friendly to one of our guys, and
How much shit did the cops give those guys? Like, you just got housed by 4 dudes that are handicapped.
4 cripples.
Like, holy fuck.
The only reason I brought that up is so I've been in Fredericksburg and like downtown, like the strip, for lack of better words, of Fredericksburg.
John got into a fight with 4 dudes on crutches
No,
one
it-
night.
but it was just me.
Some asshole was dancing my
Yeah.
girl.
But no, all the bars up there are like German themed bars or like super like tourist trap. You know what I mean? They're cool, they're fun,
dude.
but they're like $8 drinks and blah blah blah. Or you have like one, like I wouldn't really say shithole, but it's definitely like a backwoods country bar.
that's the one we were at.
So when he was saying that, I was like, I think I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, it was it kind of became the running joke of like, where are we going this weekend to have therapy? So, but yeah, man.
Apparently, all they need to feel better is a stripper and a good fight.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's a
fucking,
true story.
that's morale, bro. That's morale boosting right there. Shit.
Yeah, the MWR in the military totally has it wrong.
No,
Dude, fucking for real.
Like here,
Yeah.
you can rent boats.
What did
Like,
MWR
motherfucker.
do in Vietnam? Bring that shit back.
No shit. They were like bringing like trollops over there and shit. Like, they fucking,
Bless their hearts.
good lord.
Hey, look, the world's oldest profession is a fine military tradition.
That's right.
Just saying.
Alcohol, women, and bar fights.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it sounds like a therapeutic experience.
You know what that sounds
So-
like to me? That sounds like freedom.
That's exactly what that sounds like
It
to
does.
me.
But do you guys use the word trollop at all?
No.
No. Is that an East Coast thing?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it is because I used
I
to
think
use
that's just a
trollop.
fucking Boston thing.
I used to use trollop like it was going out
Yeah,
of style. And
trollop.
the best part about trollop, I'm like, you're a fucking trollop. And like, why are you calling me a mushroom? Like, you keep thinking that.
Now you just confirmed what I
My,
said.
my favorite term that I think
because
is
I like to keep
probably
you in the dark
equal-
and just throw shit at you. That's why.
My favorite term that's probably equal to trollop is sleuth.
Sleuth.
I love sleuths.
Yeah.
Sleuts.
Sleuth.
Sleuth.
See, my old lady says sloot. She's like sleuts.
Ah,
Yeah,
sleuths.
I'm friends with a couple of women that she doesn't like on Facebook, and
The
she'll be
sleuts.
like, they'll fucking tag me in something or fucking comment on something, and she'll be like, this sloot just gave your Facebook herpes. Shit all the time. I'm like,
I
"Ah."
called my downstairs neighbor the super sleuth when he was sitting there going like, "What's that shoes you wears?" After that whole thing happened with giant naked man.
Take
You
it,
can't judge your
Take it
neighbor's
easy there,
dick size
Kojak.
by the size of his shoe.
Yeah. I was like, "All right, there,
Hey, maybe I'll let you
Dick
take my
Tracy,
shoes
I need you
back,
to
man. I
fucking
don't
relax.
I don't know where my shoes have been. Maybe I'll let you take those back, man.
Man, those are still fresh in box. I don't know what you're talking about. That was that's how Mike and I figured out we had common ground. Is
Yeah.
where the contest thing happened.
You're a sneakerhead.
And well, I told him I wanted the jersey, and I was like, I already got the shoes, and I took the sneakers out, and I took a picture of them, and sent them to him, and literally the response back instantaneously from both you and the other cat that was on it that's ordering the jersey for me. He was like, dude, are you a sneakerhead? And I was like, yeah, I have a few. Why? And he was like, they were like the boxes in the background gave it away because I have like all of those drop front plastic boxes that all my sneakers sit in, so they all like stay organized.
So
And I don't have to destack all the boxes to get at my shoes.
I never
so.
understood the collection of sneakers.
No? Man, I used to collect pretty heavy.
That's Jazz's shit, man.
Yeah, I've got a
He,
few.
he shows up with some fucking kicks on, like at
got a
work and shit. It's
few.
like, God, those are fucking dope as fuck.
Yeah, me and Jazz definitely connected on the sneaker front, man.
Yeah, so for a while we started chatting, and then I went out a couple weekends ago because it was there's a couple of my favorite brands that have been kind of dropping the ball lately, and they released some pretty hot sneakers, kind of like all back to back. And I was out looking for like a particular pair, and they're kind of a grail pair for me. So in the sneakerhead world, a grail pair is that like I really want this in my collection. Typically, you can only get them on the secondary market, and they're 3 or 4 times what you actually
Buying them on
retail is
eBay
on.
and shit.
And I just can't do it. Like I love my sneakers, but I just can't do the whole like, yeah, fuck, it's worth $500. Like I'll do it. So there was a release, and they weren't supposed to come to San Antonio, but then I found out like one location was going to get them. So I went, and they were like, oh, we haven't seen them. And I went back like the next week, and they had just landed like that day. They'd gotten them in inventory. So I picked up a pair for me, and just to kind of be a dick, because I'd gotten them, I took a picture of them and sent it to Parker, and he was like, and I was like, boom! And he was like, damn, son. And he was like, I'm never going to get those because I'll never have them in a 13. And I was like, bet you they do. And he was like, no, you wrong. So I freaking went and asked the dude, and he was like, I got one pair left. So I texted him, and I was like, I get you 13 right now. And he was like, all right, you
Venmo.
Yeah, and I was like, if you got Venmo, I'll buy the shit. Parker looked out though, because he was like, "What's retail?" And I told him, and he actually sent me enough to cover the tax too. And I was like, "See, that's good looking
Good
out right there."
motherfucker,
Like, it
dude.
was like,
Right?
Good dude, right
which I
there.
totally would have carried the tax for you, like that wasn't a
Nah,
problem. But he sent me enough for the shoe and the tax, and so and I gave them to you today because I haven't seen you in a
I
while.
know,
but,
man. He's been dodging me ever since he bought my shoes, man.
yeah, because I'm gonna.
Well, what really happened is he had to actually find them.
Well, I was waiting to see what StockX did on them, and if they were gonna escalate too quick, them bitches about to get sold.
Apparently, he was rubbing them on the naked black man.
That's what it was, dude. That's why they're nice and fresh and oily. They're oiled up. They got like sneaker oil on them.
Saw a stain on them.
No, man, the sneaker thing is it's just like anything anybody else gets passionate about and collects and stuff like that. It's just
Yeah.
I can use my whole collection
Well,
as
I-
opposed to just
I-
like it sits on a shelf.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
really
you
close
actually
friends
use
that-
yours. Like
I
you
have a
don't, like-
rotation on my shoes,
Yeah.
and I actually wear
The
them.
problem is my collection, it disappears.
Well, no, I got really close
Yeah, that's
friends
like I
that
say I have a
collect
bourbon or
shoes.
cigar collection,
Yeah.
and it's like, but I don't like the word collection on that because that means that at some point I won't smoke or drink everything that I have.
But
And
that's the
it's-
thing about the shoe collection. Like guys will spend $400, $500, $600 on shoes,
yeah, but they're idiots.
and then they won't wear them.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to crease them. I'm like, then why'd you buy them? Like just so you can say that they're
The-
there.
I'm pretty sure. Like I like to think it's every once in a while I'm kind of a smart dude. Not all the time, just every once in a while.
Jury's out, man. Jury's out.
I don't think the resale market
It's not.
on shoes
It's not there.
is
There's-
worth collecting shoes and not wearing them.
It's not. There's
That's like I'm
going
gonna get the hottest girl in the world and cuddle with her.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna save her for the next
There's
dude.
there's 3 or 4 pairs of shoes that for some reason just won't lose value, and every once in a while, what's known as dead stock, which is stock that's never been worn, like they're still in the original box, or there's some shoe places like the big sneakerhead stores that'll like literally like shrink wrap them, and they'll put them back in the box, and they're known as dead stock pairs. They'll surface and people will sell them. The thing is, it's a lot of the big companies like Reebok, Nike, and all those guys, because they don't like seeing their product get like gouged out like that in pricing. They've started to go back into their archive and start re-releasing these shoes to get them back into the market to bring the aftermarket down. And the whole thing is like, I'm sorry, but breads are not worth $1,000. They're just not. And so Nike's like, look, just time it right. Yeah, they're going to sell out, but once a year we're going to release them, and you can get your hands on them. So, and if you. So then that's when you end up with the proverbial plug, that like friend that you had that works at a sneaker shop that's like, yo, when these come out, just text me. I will literally give you my credit card number, and you can just charge them for me, and I'll come by and pick them up.
Yep.
And so if you can find that guy, you can usually pick them up for retail. But I don't know about you, Barker, but I've never seen a pair of sneakers where I've been like, yeah, it's cool. I'll burn my whole paycheck on this one pair of fucking sneakers. Like,
Yeah, well, the thing is if you wait long enough,
They'll
the
always
price
come back,
is
man.
going to come down.
Yeah.
I mean, there for a while they had like the Thunder 4s and the Lightning 4s, which were like black and yellow and black, Jordans that everybody wanted.
Is black and yellow the same thing as yellow and black?
no,
Well,
it has to
they're
do with the
first.
toe cap and stuff. It's weird. Like,
Yeah, man.
but
you just got to be a sneakerhead.
and I'm
to
sorry,
know.
but
guess,
if anybody
that's it.
listening to this is one of those sneakerhead peoples that think that Yeezys are worth the fucking $500 for
Nah,
those
man.
for those slip-ons, like
Yeah.
you're an idiot.
Yeah,
They're
Like go on
Crocs with
Wish,
no
you can get
hole.
them same damn shoes for $25.
yeah, but no, I
Dude,
used
you get all
to.
kinds of weird shit on Wish, man. My Wish pops up. It's like, ooh,
I
Jesus.
wouldn't even want to see what your wish shows. Like,
Dude,
here's
no,
a suggested
seriously,
post. Like,
the
oh,
suggested shit on my Facebook from Wish, like I'm looking at it going like,
It's like,
what the hell
I've
is
never
that?
looked at this kind of thing. Like, what is
There are
the
some
what-
things that have come across. And I'm like, I don't even know what that's for. I
Dude.
saw a cat gimp mask come across my Wish,
Dude,
and I
it's
was
like-
like, what the fuck?
It's like it's like I know I'm not searching it. Is it listening to my conversations?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
But yeah,
Something.
the,
Shit.
the sneaker community is interesting. I'll say that for sure.
But there's also a lot of really cool dudes in the sneaker community. I've met a lot of really cool cats and stuff just because they've been like, yo, I really like your sneakers.
Yeah.
And so then you get in that conversation and shit about this, that, and the other. I mean,
Yeah.
it's no different than if you go to a range and like somebody wants to talk to you about what your weapon is or whatever. It's the same thing. It's just what you get passionate about and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it's
There's
weird,
actually
too.
a big sneaker convention coming up at the end of the month.
Yeah, well, it's weird too because like I'm a size 13, and like they get one size 13 for every size run, and so it's even like a smaller little community because they're so much harder to get.
I'm
so,
boned because I literally wear the most common size.
10?
9.5.
9.5, yeah.
Dude, you got big ass feet, dude. Jesus.
Well, he's not exactly a small dude.
Are you happy to see me too?
I mean, you are wearing gym shorts, man. We can figure it out.
You want to get that taste out of your mouth.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah, John, you wanted to get rid of that Scotch taste, man. You got size 13 over here to knock it out
I
for
get
you.
a size 13 too.
Jesus, you big dick bastards.
Sounds like
No,
we're about to see a
the
sword
only
fight.
thing that
I
it
don't
means is
understand
I
what's going
have
on
big
here.
socks.
I wear a 7, absolutely.
We're at 7.
means I pay way too much for my shoes.
That's
what
it.
that means.
That's all it means. There's nothing else good that comes with it.
What's going on with Hero Sports? What do you guys got coming up? What's the
Man.
good works you guys are out there
Yeah.
We got
doing?
a shit ton of stuff.
Plug
coming
your
up.
shit, man. Let's hear it.
We got a golf tournament October the 17th. We've got all kinds of stuff. We just got haven't announced it yet, but I'll announce it here for you guys. We're doing the Super Bowl again, celebrity flag football game at the Super Bowl in Miami.
Holy shit.
So we
That's
did it
fucking
last year in
awesome.
Atlanta.
Nice.
And so the day before the actual Super Bowl in Miami, we'll be doing a celebrity flag football game.
Hey, John, who won that game, by the way?
The Patriots.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah, the Patriots.
the New England
The
Patriots
New
won that game.
England
That's right.
Patriots.
Never heard of them.
So actually, if you need any help for the flag football game,
Yeah. The Freedom Friends would be
I would-
happy to
yeah.
help
I
out.
would love to see the Patriots in another Super Bowl,
I
mean,
but
you know-
physically be there.
I mean, you guys.
Do you have commentators for this celebrity flag football game?
Oh, we could
no,
do that.
Man, yeah.
you know what? We could.
Just
We could do
think you
something.
boys are smelling what I'm stepping in right now.
I'm small with your stuff.
So last year it was Doug Flutie and Quavo from Migos
Nice.
against Michael Vick and Michael Irvin.
No shit.
Those were the two captains for each
Holy
team.
shit.
Nice.
So and then you have a bunch of current and
So it's
former.
like dogfighting versus cocaine. I like it.
Pretty much. Yeah.
That's a vicious game right there.
Fucking A, man.
Pick your vice, you know.
Dude, Jesus Christ.
But yeah, I mean, there was other former.
Wait a minute, so we get to pick my vice in Miami?
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
buddy.
Love it. Mark it up.
But yeah, man, it'll be an awesome experience at the Super Bowl. I mean, it's just Super Bowl week in itself. We got to go to Megatron's banquet dinner.
He's such a badass, man. I
Oh,
wish he
man.
fucking stayed, dude.
Yeah, Calvin Johnson had a banquet dinner that he invited us to, so we got to go meet him. And I mean, there's Maxim parties, Super Bowl parties, and Sports Illustrated Super Bowl parties. I mean, it's literally.
See, you think I'm fucking around about wanting to commentate
Like, you're
the
like, you're-
flag football game, but I'm not.
Well, clear your schedule February the 1st. travel to Miami.
Done.
And you know,
I'm
I
not
know
hearing
that.
anything that I can't accomplish.
Yeah,
So this is,
exactly.
I mean, you guys are talking about taking the show on the road.
Yeah,
There-
man.
there's your
There you go.
invitation.
There it is, man.
So-
I'm into it.
So we got Miami
Son of a
and
bitch.
Maryland
Yeah,
next year.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do it. Fuck it.
there you go.
I like
Yeah.
how this is shaping up.
Well, that's
Yeah.
huge, man. Mike, I want to thank you for coming on the show, dude.
Mike,
Fucking-
where can
it's
everybody
always
find
good to
you
see
on
you.
social media?
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Hero Sports. You know, we herosports.org.
I think
is
on our
website.
YouTube and Facebook stuff, we can link all of his stuff,
Yeah,
right?
we'll
So you can
throw
find
we'll throw
him.
links
Yeah,
up
yeah.
on that stuff as
But,
well. And
yeah, man. I mean, we do all kinds of stuff. There's another event that we're doing in San Antonio in December that I can't release yet, but it's going to be a big one as well.
no,
But it hasn't. The football game is for sure. It's already. I posted about it earlier today, but
It's a strip-a-thon, isn't it?
no, close.
that's an Austin. That's not.
That's
not
an
it.
Austin, yeah.
That's an
It's not
Austin.
the same
That's
thing.
not.
But
Yeah.
there is another big event that we're doing in December here in San Antonio that you'll definitely want to try to be at as well.
Nice.
So, you know, we have another thing called the Boil and Brew, which is a 5K, and we're going to do a Veterans Music Fest on November the 10th on
Nice.
Veterans Day weekend. That'll be right here at Rotama Park.
Cool.
So,
Oh, nice.
And New Braunfels, nice.
November
Yeah.
November
What?
the 10th is
What?
Rotama Park is not New Braunfels.
No?
Rotama Park is at the intersection of 35 and
Selma.
What the,
64.
what the fuck's the one in New Braunfels then?
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
There's not a horse track in Rotama Park.
keep
but
drinking,
Oh,
John.
no.
Keep drinking.
Yeah.
See, I was drinking
Rotama-
real scotch.
Rotama Park is that giant horse track.
No, I know that place. I
Yeah.
thought, what's the fucking...
Nah, man.
Yeah,
nobody
just leave
cares.
that one
No,
alone.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Go back to your drink.
So we're gonna do a music fest on the 10th, which I think is some significance maybe. To
Yeah, that'll be cool.
It's the birthday of the greatest fighting force the world has ever seen.
See-
The United States Marine Corps. That's correct.
Landa Park.
Yeah.
Landa Park is in New
there you go.
Braunfels.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds close.
That's a nice part.
Yeah, it sounds just like Rotama.
They both end in A.
So yeah, I mean we're doing stuff all the time, man. I mean,
You guys are. Like, you're one
Look,
of the,
we talked
you're
about
one of
like,
the-
we talked about how busy you are.
You're one of
like,
the hardest
on the
working
show,
unpaid
man.
bitches I've ever seen in my
I'm
life.
telling you,
Dude.
man. I mean, this weekend we had an alligator hunt for 3 veterans. We had over 50 veterans and service members at 3 different college football games here in Texas. We had 6 guys out in Canada at the UFC fight. We had 18 volunteers working at the Alamo Dome. We had a women's softball team of all active duty and veterans playing in Florida.
Nice.
And,
Wow.
I mean, that was just this weekend.
And
So-
it sounds easy. Like, hey, I got all these tickets to go to college football games, and it's free for veterans.
It's
Like,
not
sounds
that, though.
super easy.
No, but
It
the thing
is
is
a
that
shit
it's also,
show.
Just so you
it's also
guys
Barker
know.
put together 30 volunteers to go work the game, and like it was.
The easy thing about all this is Mike does this full time and doesn't do anything else, right?
So I do. Yeah, I do have a job outside of this as well.
So he works his
full-time
ass
job.
off.
Yeah, full-time job. So yeah, man, it's a labor of love though, man. I really and thoroughly enjoyed helping veterans and service members through these different outlets.
But I feel like that's how I lucked out with the UFC ticket. Like I feel like he went down a Rolodex list, and then he got to me, and he's like, John will say yes to anything.
No, dude. He doesn't want. I always win his raffles, man. That's why he doesn't want me going anymore. Like I win every time I I'll enter. I'll be like, how many people have entered? Yeah, I'll buy like 3 tickets, and then I'll win like the whole fucking thing. And it's like,
I
then
think Mikey's won every time he's
I
entered.
feel like an asshole every time I do it. I'm
I
like,
never
shit.
win anything. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, no, that's not true. You're the only thing I've ever won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, fuck. Maybe
Apparently-
we need to get into Mike's raffles.
There you go.
man.
No, what was the latest one you had coming up?
Didn't you have? You had one of the bow I saw
Yeah,
recently.
we did a bow. Now we've got the Swarovski.
Yes.
Yeah, the
I
spotting
need,
scopes.
I
Yeah.
need to enter that one because
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about that
So-
fucking spotting scope for a little bit. That is an awesome spotting scope.
Oh, it's
Like-
not cheap by any
Oh,
means.
hell
No.
no. That's a great
Yeah.
spotting
It's
scope
it's
setup.
good
the
piece of
Rolls
So the
Last
cool thing,
Royce, dude, yeah.
if you guys follow Hero Sports on Facebook or Instagram, either
They're
one,
all the time too.
and Mike puts up these all these raffles that he does, and all the I'm assuming that these products are getting donated to Hero Sports
Some of them,
for the most part.
yeah, are definitely significantly reduced
But
price.
all the monies that are generated go directly to Mike said earlier. He works full-time job because he's got to pay the bills.
sure.
Everything else gets put back into Hero Sports.
Yeah, Hero Sports is not one of these like the executive
Yeah,
director
yeah.
is pulling this fat salary and
No.
then
But
like
if
whatever's
you go on
left
there,
over
like,
is
these
trickling down.
raffles,
Like,
they're not.
No.
They're not
No,
crazy
he is
raffles
not.
either. They're like $20. $20 for a ticket.
$20, man. I mean, you can
And
win
you capped that one too at like what 200 or 400?
400 tickets. Yeah,
400?
yeah.
A
so-
1 in 400 chance of winning a fight. That's got to be a $3,000 setup.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
that Traeger grill you got?
Yeah.
I was going to enter
I
one.
know, I
'cause
saw
he was
that
doing
one.
I almost entered the Traeger grill.
He was doing that one, and I was like this close to entering that one, and I was like,
Yeah, so I mean, we have been fortunate to partner with great groups of supporters and people that want to help. So Traeger is definitely one of them, and Swarovski now has come on. We have Vortex Optics and
That's awesome.
No Limits Archery out in Colorado does the bows with us,
Nice.
and we just picked up PSE. So
Nice.
just people want to be a part of what we're doing, and it just helps us do more.
That's what happens when you're
That's
out there doing the Lord's work.
That's
right, man.
It's a labor
dude,
of love.
and
for
karma,
sure.
and karma's a motherfucker, dude. And if anybody's got a lot of it, you got a lot of it coming back your way, I'm sure.
Sure, man.
So
You're gonna get so many big black cocks. You've built up that good energy.
Man, I'm telling you, man. I had so many anonymous secret messages on Facebook of big black cocks. It was just
That's what happens when you're a
telling
good
you,
dude.
I'm telling
You
you.
reap the rewards. That's how it goes down.
I got good Snapchat skills, man.
then we put one up of our video guy and
Yeah.
photographer Nate with his hands in his ears, and they had like the Joe Biden like just take it, it was hilarious. So yeah, we like doing kind of
In that picture, I turned Nate into Momo.
yeah.
And then I put that picture of Barker doing this underneath it, like so he's like, "What the fuck?" And there's Momo doing that. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I think what's kind of unique about what we do, man, is like it's therapeutic, but it's unconventional.
Yeah,
It's not. We use the activities to kind of bring guys in, and once they're here inside Hero Sports, that's where the real healing kind of happens. Is guys start sharing their struggles, and
For sure, dude.
they feel comfortable.
I think a lot of that has to do with the guys that are running Hero Sports, though, is that like you're just a shitbag like the rest of us.
for sure,
Like
man.
there's no, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't mean that, and I mean that like the most loving way possible. And it's because like when guys talk to you and they want to get involved and whatever, it's not like this whole like white jacket, like let's sit down and talk about it, like bullshit. It's just like you're just another fucking Joe. That's
Yeah.
like
I'm gonna put
you're
this
like
up.
I'm gonna provide an opportunity for you to
flash
kind of
out
get this off your chest. There's no judgments. It's just the opportunity for you to kind of like get back in there. So that's what I mean. Like, well, that's so when I say like you're just another shitbag like the rest of us, like
Oh.
there's nothing there's no coming from on high or like, hey, I know what you need kind of thing. It's just an opportunity for people to kind of find themselves again, and that's how
sure,
it needs
man.
to be done.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, man. I'm as fucked up as the next guy.
Well, one thing that struck me real quick when I met you was I was like, dude, what a humble dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're just a humble guy. Your heart's in the right place, and it absolutely shows. You're just there to help veterans, and that is fucking what it's all about, man. Like,
Yeah, just like his rock star entrance at the last social.
Nah. Yeah. Well, I mean, what's crazy is like I had a good job, doing therapy, and some people want to make money, and making money is their whole mantra. Like, hey, and I've had a good job where I made a good living, and that's just not where I want to be in life anymore.
Sure.
Chasing the paper,
Hey, Mike, introduce your number 2 here.
Oh, okay.
come on, man.
Come on in here. So
hop
this
on
is,
in, dude.
So this is Daniel Delgado, who, man, he pretty much does everything that I do and then some. So, I
Been sitting over all
He's shaking
quiet
his
and
head
shit.
right now.
yeah. So
Everywhere I see Mike, I see you.
shit over there. He's
just
like,
Yeah.
you guys shut up already?
yeah. So and that's the thing, man. Is like I kind of become the face of Hero Sports just because I started it. But man, there's so many people behind the scenes doing
sure.
such good work that we couldn't expand and touch as many people as we do without guys like Daniel working behind the scenes to help as well. So
He's the fall guy if you touch the wrong person the wrong way.
Yeah.
yes.
No.
So
That's what it is.
Keeps me around.
All right, so let's let him talk. Let's run it down.
yeah,
All
I
right,
think
so-
I think
yeah.
we should hear
we got?
kind of Daniel's how he got involved.
So-
Yeah, Daniel, tell your
Well, let's
Hero
get some
Sports
quick stuff
story.
here. So, service member?
Yes, Army.
Army?
The only
What'd you do?
branch. Infantry.
You guys are all
Oh,
so
there
fucking
you
good.
go.
Another grunt.
There we go.
Yeah.
Behind every
All right.
good medic
How long
is an
did you,
infantryman.
how long did you serve?
if you know what I mean.
12 years, and then I got medically retired.
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with
He,
that
he
at
did. He wasn't good at dodgeball either.
all. And,
Man, all you
how
fuckers
did
with
Barker
your
first
dodgeball
touch you?
Dude, it's fucking terrible
He
dodgeball.
he didn't touch me. It was they were doing a
I touch him all the time.
now he does.
He touches them all a lot. A lot of the old.
Yeah.
all he has to yell is medic, and I'm there.
That's the secret. I'm in.
There you go. You got it. Nah, they were having one of the sports that Hero Sports does is soccer. So they were doing a practice with the San Antonio FC. And before I got injured, soccer was one of the things I actually did it for the Army, and it was something that I haven't done at that time. It was maybe 8 years after the injuries that I hadn't played soccer. So I meet this guy. I had to go to an appointment at the PTSD Foundation, and the only flyer that I saw at that table was a smiling face of that guy. and they, Hero Sports going beyond the game. And I was like, okay. So I called him up that day, and he's like, hey, well, what are you doing tomorrow, Saturday? I was like, I don't have nothing planned. He's like, come out to this San Antonio FC practice. And I was like, this guy knows the San Antonio FC? What the I was like, all right, I'll be out there. I was out there. It was amazing the way they, the way you see those guys that want to get connected with the civilian, with the veteran population, but they don't know how. So it was cool the way we clicked through sports, and especially soccer. And ever since then, I was like, hey man, what can I do to get plugged in? He's all like, well, it's not gonna be easy. I was like, oh, whatever, man. I thought it was gonna be like, oh, we're gonna go play soccer, go to events. No, sir.
Here's a clipboard.
But it got fun. I started doing like an internship with them, 6 months, and 6 months led to 9 more months, and here I am a year and a half later, and it's been great, man. Just the way that he made the organization look like a family, feel like a family. Like you guys were talking about earlier. That's why I kept nodding my head. He didn't make it seem like, oh, I'm Mike Barker and you guys are my peons. They made it sound like, hey, we're a family, you're in the circle. And that's the way we helped each other out with, with any issues, with any problems, PTSD, whatever you had, that was the way we were clicking, the way it gave me that sense of purpose, like I was back in a unit,
Yeah.
Nice.
and being infantry, you guys know what I'm talking about, it gave you that sense of purpose. It made me wake up in the morning. It made me, for a while, it made me not take all the meds that I was taking because I needed to be 100% to follow whatever that guy was doing, and I needed to be there to take notes or to answer questions or whatever he needed to make this organization better. So that's why I fell in love with Hero Sports, and here I am.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome, man. It's a good story, dude.
One of the coolest things about Hero Sports too is if you reach out to them and you're like, hey, I want to go do X, like literally what you just said. Mike's gonna be like, what are you doing tomorrow?
Yeah.
Or this evening?
Yeah.
Or like
know a guy.
3 days
Dude.
from now, we got this.
Like, dude,
it's
I'm sitting here
immediate.
next to him. He's got his phone sitting here, and it's been blowing up the entire. Like, you are a busy motherfucker, bro. Like,
time,
it
man.
just constant fucking bang,
But
bang,
it's
bang,
immediate,
bang,
like
bang, and it's all,
event-wise,
it's all work.
and things,
know, like-
sporting events and things for veterans. If you're looking for that little thing, like, hey, maybe if I go see this or go participate in this sport or do whatever, reach out to Hero Sports because it's like within days
Yeah, and it's
Like-
all about getting the fuck out of your house
and doing
something.
Yeah.
But it's like, hey, I want to do this. Mike's probably going to be like, yeah, within like 4 days. Hey, I got this coming up. You want to go do it?
Yeah. I mean,
Mike will indeed figure out how to touch you as fast as humanly possible.
Facts, man.
that's
Facts.
that's the.
It's all about the rehabilitation process.
That's exactly what it is.
That's the good thing and the bad thing about being a medic, man. Is you have to be able to make those quick decisions in order to save lives, man. And just using that kind of as my background, and when people reach out, you have to be able to find something immediately for them to do because you don't know. You don't know what's on the other end of that phone call or that text
And you got a
message.
small window because, like you said, you don't know what it is. That guy's reaching out, and a lot of times guys don't reach out. So when they do, you gotta capture their attention and give them something, give them a task to do, or else they're lost.
For sure. Well, and a lot of times it's not even the service member or the veteran that reaches out, it's a family member, a friend,
Yeah.
or, you know, so they're like, hey man, I know this guy, this is the situation,
This cat needs help or
what do you
whatever,
have like right now that
Yeah.
and I'm like, all right, fuck, let's figure where's he at, you know, like I mean, and it may not even be an opportunity, it may be a job. Like we've gotten into helping people get jobs. I mean, I just showed Mikey right now this,
Yep.
you know, veterans reaching out, you know, just lost his job, texting me while we're here, hey man, I just lost my job, you know anybody that's hiring?
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, just multiple ways of us being able to help.
But that's that sport mentality, right? It's
For
like
sure.
lean on your teammates
It's teams,
and let them
man.
take
It's
care of you
teams.
and stuff,
Yeah.
man. But I
So-
think I'm pretty safe to say that on behalf of the veteran community, man, fucking thank you for going out there and
sure,
doing
man.
awesome
Shit, yeah,
man.
man.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah, I love it.
That's
Doing the
freedom,
Lord's work.
boys. That's freedom.
and
is.
you, Mike Barker, I think I speak for all of us when I say you were definitely a freedom friend,
That's
sir.
a freedom friend right
Yes,
there,
sir.
man.
So,
Appreciate it, guys.
from all of us here,
We're gonna
smoke on, drink on,
fucking A, boys.
and freedom the fuck on.
Freedom
So
it out.
Hey,
Cheers to you guys.
cheers to you, Daniel.
fuckers.
Daniel,
Not
Mike,
drink.
thank you both for coming here, dude, man. We appreciate it.
All right, Hero Sports and all the social
Yeah.
media. Go help these boys out.
Check them out.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.